able to counter all the strength and tankiness that's being run. Necrophos has been picked. Now we got an Ancient Apparition. What do you make of it?
Yeah, the funny thing about this is that it's such an obvious counter. So it's not like other teams, oh, well, we'll get there in a second. Let's see if Crit can find a way out of this situation. Looks like no.
No, he is dead, and Rue, I think they wanted a body block to give it to Satanic, but Rue's Disruption Illusions end up taking the last hit.
So this whole AA versus Morph thing is a classic, and you know, AA is the obvious choice for anti-healing strats, or tanky heroes, as you mentioned, Lifesteal, etc., together with Doom. But the issue is, and the reason other teams aren't really running this hero, is that it's got a reputation for being a trash laner.
Absolute trash.
Like, one of the worst. And you need to compensate for that in... I think generally speaking, if you want to run AA, you can't also pick a weak lane carry. The AA needs to be carried in the lane through the earlier stages, which is usually vice versa, where, you know, the carry gets a lot of help from the support. Second kill here for Spirit. Very nicely done. They get...
All right.
I think there was an even bounty rune split, right?
Yeah.
Yes, so 2 for 2 runes, but they get the 2 kills, including the first blood. It's very good news for them. So that's my biggest concern here. Let's see if AA can float the lane. I think with Dragon Knight against this particular lane matchup that they have, I think they should be okay, because DK is naturally relatively tanky and can kind of fend for himself.
Yeah, I was kind of figuring when I saw the AA picked up, I was like, oh, this makes a lot of sense to me because Dragon Knight is probably, not only is he a Blink Stunner, but he's also probably the best laning hero you could pair it with that just like should be self-sufficient. Like the combination of the two, right? Blink Stunner, but also usually does okay in lane.
Yeah, he can deal with most lanes, and you obviously have the setup for Cold Feet if you want to run that. I'm curious to see how Snaking actually skills here. AAs can do a variety of skill builds. You can see the 1-4-1, you can see 4-1-1, you can see some sort of a hybrid where you get a couple of points in Cold Feet for the lane, but then you prioritize other stuff after. Crit's just gonna die.
Fairy Fire, but Satanic.
Last attack would do it. Not gonna pursue.
Okay. Well, I mean, either way, it's going to be a support that's rather low, I guess, on both sides.
Yep. And Satanic is potentially also in kill range if he gets caught off guard by a dead shot into Rebuke Spear. So,
you know,
let's get a moment of opportunity with a level 2 here.
The other thought that I had when they picked up the Ancient Apparition was, okay, you've got one Blink stunning hero. Now you just need 2 more, because I honestly feel like you need that many in order to make Ice Blast a successful ability throughout the game. And they actually did that. Yep. They went Mars and they went Storm Spirit. They have 3 different heroes that can all start a fight with a long duration hold in an area. Mars, maybe not a single target stun, but if he lands a spear or keeps them inside the arena, they're probably getting hit by Ice Blast.
I think you could argue that Arena is actually the best combo they have here because it is the one combo that is not countered by Force Staff.
Yep.
Because if you get Dragon Tailed and you have your back turned, the supports can probably force you and the Ice Blast will miss. And it's the same with the Vortex from the Storm. But if you're caught in that arena and you don't have BKB, the Ice Blast is gonna land. The area is big enough if you throw it from even just like 1500 range away, it will cover the entire arena. So I like that pairing, and I agree with you. I think if you want to make AA work, having only one setup is too naive. The game, there's just too much complexity to how heroes are going to move around the map, and you never want to feel like you have no purpose in the game. AA largely is its ult. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
It's kind of 80% of the hero in the mid game and late game is the ulti, and then there's a little bit of Vortex. The other spells fall off a cliff. You're probably only going to see him get 1 point in the Chilling Touch because when's he going to use that in fights afterwards? It's just not worth the skill points compared to the other things.
Yeah.
Now, if it was the old Chilling Touch cap, then we're talking.
Oh.
Then I actually think teams would be running this hero more. So AA used to have a Chilling Touch that kind of works somewhat similar to Storm's Shard, where you would have this like area on the ground that you cast and applied a buff to all allies in the area, all allied heroes.
The Chilly Fingers.
Yeah, and they're following, I think it was 3 attacks, each did an extra 80 magic damage, but then they lost 10 or 20 attack speed. It was actually a kind of cool design. You know I love these like double-edged abilities. That it's not just straight up positive, but that you lost attack speed. And I think it was very thematic for the hero too. Like you're empowering your allies, but it kind of comes with the curse of a slow. But yeah, not the case anymore. It doesn't have anything like that. The chilling touch is only for yourself, and it's pretty bad.
Which is why it's so unfortunate that his Aghanim Scepter is built around it too.
Yeah. I mean, that's a fair point. We can talk as much as we want about AA's laning difficulties, but it's also a matter of when you get later in the game, how do you itemize? Like, what does your hero offer compared to other supports? Because it's in this awkward spot where your ulti is better the further you are away from the fight. Yep. But if you're far away from the fight, your auras aren't affecting your allies. You can't use your Glimmer Cape. You can't use your Force Staff. So it gets these like awkward positions. What we've seen some players do to combat that problem is actually by blink on AA.
Yep.
So that when you get that catch stun, you blink up nice, close, and personal, and you instantly just burst the ult off, make sure you get the connection, and then you can start using your utility items because then that problem is gone.
Can't counter with Force Staff if it's instant, right?
Oh, big damage!
Oh, they burst him down.
Yeah, felt like it was just a matter of time before they were somehow going to find that combo. Now, crit will be returned upon by Pushka. Nice backstab there.
This arena is going to be super deadly. Not only do they have Ice Blast, but we've really liked the combination of Rina and Calling, right? So.
Yep. The one X factor in this equation is going to be Rue the whole game.
Yep.
If he can disrupt people when the Ice Blast is coming in, that's about as much impact as you can possibly have on the SD for your, especially Morphling this game. And the added benefit of Mars as well, I don't think you mentioned this either, is the hero's great against Centaur on paper.
Oh, yeah.
That's one of the heroes that Centaur doesn't like because you can't ever disengage with Stampede. As a matter of fact, it's kind of counterproductive because you might just run into the wall more if you're not careful.
True.
So you kind of just need to be able to stand your ground or buy BKBs, and Centaur, not ideal for him to play that kind of game. Good damage onto Amar here. Should be fine though, but put some good pressure.
Do you think the arena wall damage should be more realistic in that it does more damage the faster you run into it?
That makes for some interesting combos.
So if you catch a hasted hero and he slams into the wall, he takes like 300 damage.
I think if you move fast enough, you should just get stunned. It's
yeah.
Like running your head against the wall.
If you catch a Spirit Breaker when he's like fully charged, going like 900 movement speed, he just dies.
Oh, they get the trade. Miposhka is going to be really happy with this.
Oh, and he got the pushback for the extra bit of damage, and he's healing up with the healing self. He's not going to die to that shot.
He'll go die to Ancients, I think.
Yeah.
Oh, crit actually.
Oh, he missed the dead shot!
Shoot! Oh!
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Wow. I don't know if that didn't feel like it was deliberate in order to dodge the dead shot. It was just, oh, I've got vision of the creeps, I'm just going to shoot them. But Crit anticipated a little more movement there. And it's actually a funny situation because we talked about this yesterday about how Save plays the Muerta, right?
Yep.
This is one of those things where if you think geometrically, this shot can't miss if you shoot it to the right tree and then bottom left.
True.
So he went for the angle that had the smallest, or required the most precision, right?
Yep.
Yeah, that skill is actually, it's so cool. It's one of my favorite abilities in the game.
And it's because you like playing pool.
That's
That's
all
it.
angles,
That's
baby.
it. That said, I barely play Muerta, and the couple of times I did, I was terrible with the spell. But that's why I can really appreciate the pros when they're pulling it off, because I know for a fact that this spell at a pro level is extremely difficult to use.
To be fair, I said
so easy.
You like playing pool, not that you were good at it.
That's actually a fair
Radiant's
point.
middle tower is under attack.
You like Dota, don't you?
I'm bad at it too.
Don't answer that question. It's a trap.
All right, well, Team Spirit's 5-1, but
Yep,
net worth
nice kill on the
is
Storm.
pretty even.
The couple of rotations they've had have been very impactful, and it's very good news for them that Tiny is doing this well, because if there's one hero that's going to take care of AA like none other,
Oh, yeah.
it's Storm, but Storm is in AA's team, so Tiny can get second place in this game as an AA counter. Just a matter of seeing the hero, you blast her and blow up AA immediately.
Got this. Skeeter is obviously very tanky. He has a lot of stick charges and a Lotus. but he only uses the stick charges, does end up dying.
These early movements from Spirit look really crisp.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Haroon toss up, and it is not there. Maureen will have the chance to pick up the
Radiant
haste rune.
structures are
Yeah,
fortified.
Maureen not scared of dying going for that
Radiant's
play because
bottom
he knew
tower
Avalanche
is
was on
under
cooldown
attack.
from the wave, so there was no real risk involved, and he will be rewarded for his efforts with the haste.
Snaking is doing pretty okay with levels, which is,
Yeah.
I think, one of the other problems. AA being such a trash
Radiant's
laner
bottom
oftentimes
tower is
means
under
that your
attack.
level 6 comes really late.
Yeah.
But he seems to be doing all right.
What do you think about his skill build? Do you think this is a 3-1-1 build? Or a 3-1-1 game? Because I would think this game you go 1-4-1 actually.
I feel like you almost always go 1-4-1 on.
You're
AA,
playing
but-
a lane where you don't have offensive pressure much, like we've talked about, and I just think these skill points he has in Cold Feet now are going to be kind of dead. Like, they're hard to use with major impact, whereas the Vortex is a much better tool for having constant impact in team fights. And also, I mean, I suppose... So how is it your wave clear is with this? You get a Death Rhyme stack, because this hero was reworked, right?
Yeah, with the Death Rhyme. That was also the reason why I thought Ice Vortex was still the preferred ability, was because you would just like keep on throwing it out and keep on getting Death Rhyme stacks on them.
Yeah,
but-
so if you have 4 points in Vortex, it does 40 DPS, right, to the wave. Because it does 4 Death Rhyme stacks, and Death Rhyme is 10 DPS per stack.
Yep.
So it's also the way you... Especially thinking about the fact that this is Snaking, who we have established is one of the greedier 5s in the world right now. This is a way of farming on the hero.
Caught Rue. He
He's not getting out of this one.
just delays the inevitable here, as he is certainly dead. And they'll give the kill to Maureen, so Maureen TP's in for a Galvanized stack. Very nice, as he was out of them.
That's handy. How is it? You lose 3 on death? Is that how it is?
Yeah, so
It's not a fixed amount, right?
Dire's middle tower
It
Or,
is.
or excuse me, it's not a percentage amount.
no,
It's a
it
fixed
is
amount.
fixed amount. It is 3.
Yeah, 3 per death. Because the people were comparing this to the old Bloodstone, where you were getting charges. But Bloodstone, you lost a percentage when you died.
Yeah.
But this one's just flat 3 for a death and flat 1 for a kill or assist, right?
Yeah, he leveled up, got his ult, got 3 stacks, died, lost those 3 stacks.
Yeah.
Very rough.
Unfortunate.
Blink Dagger is going to be up soon, so potential for more deaths if you combine that with the fact that Maposhka has gotten a lot of levels off all the kills that he's been a part of. He already has his level 6. So I don't know who survives through a tiny combo followed up by a Hoodwink ult.
I think they can kill any hero on the map together right now. You also have a little bit of an X factor with Stampede for a little bit more damage in the slow and the chase potential. This game is definitely looking great for Spirit right now off their early movements from the supports in particular. Now the question is what Falcons are going to do, because now they've unlocked their morph, or excuse me, their AA ulti. Amar is holding a skill point. I just saw he didn't have arena skill. I was like, what? But he's waiting for the right opportunity. Let's hope he doesn't forget he didn't skill it, and then he goes in. Just doesn't get it off.
Maposhka. Oh, Maposhka, you are certainly going to get gone on by this Storm Spirit. They try and hit the Ice Blast. It does not land.
That was not very well coordinated. You gotta, I mean, maybe a little bit of experience on their part as a team. You need to call that you're jumping so you can throw the Ice Blast first.
Yeah.
Because there's the travel time you need to account for. That, I mean, it's essentially a guessing game where you're hoping that the Hoodwink runs in the right direction. But not only do you need to guess correctly, you're also playing against the Stampede. So when the Mars is not a part of the play, the equation for hitting that spell becomes a lot harder to solve. So, yeah, swing and a miss from Falcons. 4K. We've not really seen that team this far behind off of a laning stage in any of the games we've cast, I believe. So that's really good news for Spirit.
I would have to say that at least like 1 to 1.5K of it is simply the fact that Snaking is not farmed. Where like so many other games, right? All the Enchantress games, he would probably be like 4K net worth right now, right?
Okay,
like,
maybe that's a slight.
Okay, maybe that's a little high, but you know, like the man is going to hit some creeps.
That's true. That is true. It would probably be. I mean, the Shadow Demon and the Hoodwink are actually relatively rich given the game state. So I don't know what Inch would sit at, but you're right. He would definitely be above them, right?
Yeah.
You would think so, anyway. And on top of that, Dragon Knight would probably be doing better too, because the lane would have gone better. So it's a lot of things. Now they have picked up the Dragon Knight dagger, and this is a good time to strike for the AA. This one is way easier to connect on than the Storm Jump, but it will once again be Spirit with the successful move finding crit in mid. And now that they made that move, this top move is extremely obvious.
Yep.
You can just do process of elimination. All right. So if Muerta was mid and nobody's bottom, either they're all top or they gave up.
Skeeter certainly has not given up. Also, just a factor, you know what kind of player Skeeter is. Skeeter is oftentimes going these fast blink daggers on these heroes.
Yeah.
And so it probably means he's not farming up ancient stacks. He's probably looking around for some kills. He's going to go Blink Dagger, Mage Slayer. There's the Blink Dagger for the Mars. I will say that, like, if there was any game to go Cold Feet, he does have a lot of stuns to combo with.
Yeah, I recognize that, and I think that's why he went for it. But if you think about it, in a vacuum, this is good for a very specific type of plays, and for every other situation, the other skill points is better.
Agreed.
It's better in every situation that you have to farm. It's better in every situation that you have to get vision, take an objective, or in all of the fights where you can't come in close, Ice Vortex just has impact, and it amplifies your Storm Spirit. So, I don't know. I personally don't think this is going to pay off unless they find... If we see one or two moves in the next few minutes where because they have high-level Cold Feet that snaps on a Dragon Tail, they kill a core, all right, then I'm down with it. But I just know how much efficiency he's losing in the game right now by having this particular skill build.
He does have that facet that makes it AoE, but we haven't seen the arena combo with it just yet.
Yeah, it's just...
They could get like 2 or 3 heroes inside of arena, they get an AoE Cold Feet, it'll look sick. But as you said, just specific situation where this build is going to look really good, but all this other times it does mean that Team Spirit are pulling ahead on net worth right now. They're giving a bunch of these stacks to Amar.
It's also worth noting about that spell that the AoE of Cold Feet scales with your level of ult when you have that facet.
Yep.
And the level 1 AoE is pretty tiny. It's 200.
Yeah.
So they need to be very specifically placed for it to even hit more than one hero anyway. But the other thing is you can still go this facet and go 1-for-1, and then you can get Cold Feet, right? Because then when you get to that stage of the game, then it gets interesting when you have 2 or 3 points in your ult. Then you're going to have the skill points anyway. I don't know, I just find this interesting to talk about because it's such a rarity to see this hero played in general, and it's a rarity to see Snaking not go the greedy route. There's like a combination of things happening at the same time here. Malik will offer himself up. Let's see if they pounce on this. They're all here on the side of Falcons, and being 4k gold down might not seem the worst, but I think about, what is it? They have 2 daggers, right? So in terms of like...
They do.
In terms of raw strength, there's only 1 dagger on the Dire side, which is the Tiny. So in terms of stat items, you're 6k up on Spirit.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it.
So the daggers really have to... The initiation has to compensate for the fact that your heroes have less survivability and less damage than the enemy team.
Yeah, then I'll throw in a little bit the fact that Team Spirit is up in kills also means they're up in experience by 3 levels.
Yeah.
So then you add in stat gain from levels as well.
Yep. Amar, nice movement from Eposhka there. Perfect. Manages to bait them down there with the... Keep split pushing with the Acorn shot, but also escapes that 3-man rotation.
You know, this is just not how I imagine, game plan-wise, what Falcons would want to do against Spirit. Like, disregarding draft-wise, I just think if I'm looking at these 2 teams match up against each other, I think, oh yeah, they're going to front-load all of their gold on Satanic, but Falcons are going to farm on 3 or 4 different heroes, right?
Clutch from Snaking that he gets off the Ice Blast there.
Big pickup.
That's that matchup in a nutshell. They thought they were getting a fast burst, but Snap drops the ult and they get the arena. Fritz not having a fun time this game though. Maybe he'll live here, actually.
Maybe. Can he get another double edge on him? Mars gonna come in, and ooh, that damage, my goodness. Demonic Purge put on him, the Bushwhack on 3. Great stuff, and a stomp to follow it up allows them to be able to disengage. That was close to Falcons being able to turn that from one core kill to multiple more kills, but they get that, then maybe they take the tower as well. That was crucial that they do not feed away too many kills there.
Absolutely. Finding the Tinian morph is very good news, though, for them. They need to find some sort of success around the map right now. Nice coverage from Malik on that Arcaner and not be taken by the Malrine Storm. Something I wanted to mention as well that's uncharacteristic about this game is Spirit's gold distribution. I think the majority of the games we've cast, Satanic has been clearly spearheading the team.
Yeah.
I don't know if this is happening by coincidence, that it's just because they're all having good lanes and maybe in other games they've had worse lanes, or if they've actually deliberately restructured what areas of the map they're playing and what farm priority they're giving, because they've recognized from previous games that they're just giving Satanic too much. Because this just stands out to me. In most other games with this draft, I feel like Satanic would have had 11k and Tiny would have 8, and Centaur would have 7.5, right? He would just have like absorbed 1,000 extra from each hero. And we'll see how this works out for that team, because their identity has been very Satanic heavy. Gotta jump on the Centaur here, good catch, but he's really tanky with the pipe.
He's got the pipe, and now he's going to use the Stampede. Crit with his ultimate is surviving for a little while here, longer than I expected. Got on top of the Ancient Apparition, and the Morphling chases after him. The Ancient Apparition instead, so is the Muerta. So no Ice Blast to worry about now. Team Spirit will clean up the supports. Falcons retreat with their cores.
I feel like that play didn't exist. That was DK and AA going on a Centaur with pipe and expecting something good. I understand if they were trying to bait this into a bigger fight with the teammates arriving, but yeah, Spirit being ready just made that super easy to counterplay, and that was a great example of AA is frail, AA gets caught, and the fight is just lost. Tiny found snaking in the back, and yeah, you can't really structure a team fight as the Radiant after that initiation fails and AA dies. You just have to disengage completely. That pipe is really, really powerful right now. So much of the Radiant damage is magical. I don't know if you want to put a percentage on it, but I feel like it's like 75% magic right now. Dragon Knight isn't hitting that hard yet. He has the Mage Slayer, so yeah. It's really just a rebuke and some right clicks that they've got going their way in terms of physical damage.
It seems like they want to be able to... Ooh, good bet for you. Do you think Snake King will kill somebody on Roshan or Tormentor this game? When Spirit go to Tormentor or go to Roshan, do you think he will be able to get a snipe with the Ice Blast at any point? Oposhka. Bushwhack. Here comes the Ice Blast. It's a miss.
That's the problem with Dota players, man. They skip school to play Dota, so that geometry is just not quite there. Save, however, he stayed in school.
Trying to run the physics.
Oh, well, here's an answer for your question. So yes, he killed himself on a Tormentor. So yes, he did get a kill. Not the one I was expecting. I didn't even get to answer. And as a matter of fact, I would have said no. So I'm already wrong before answering the question. Yeah. Really close call.
Oh, shit.
I guess it's kind of whatever. His ulti was on cooldown, so he's not a hero anyway.
It's really the man who killed Hitler sort of situation.
Now he's back though. An Ice Blast is coming off cooldown. But as far as Falcons games generally go, this one is definitely in the lower 10% of early mid games, if even that. Maybe lower 5%. Generally don't see this team trailing this hard and struggling to string things together, so looking at a point now where significant outplays might become a requirement. Spirit will start having a significant enough item advantage to offset some of these threats. We've talked about Force Staff as a potential solution to the AA outside of Arena, but of course, items like Glimmer Cape and the Pipe is great, and just being overall tankier to outlive it is also a solution to AA.
If he gets to Blink Dagger on Rue, Snake King's game is going to be so difficult.
Yeah, it's difficult for sure.
I mean, maybe it won't be. Maybe it's actually more fair to state that a Mars game is going to be very difficult because he will need to get the arena on multiple heroes. And even ideally, you get it on the Shadow Demon. manage to spear him or something. That way, Snake King's Ice Blast can come in and hit multiple heroes. There's not just one disruption save that ruins everything.
Yeah, you've got to get a little bit creative because you do have the Storm who can jump Shadow Demon, but if he has Dagger, he can stand so far behind the fight and just wait. You need to find a way to, like... Generally, you're going to be killing Shadow Demon through wraparounds at that point. Like smoke, backstabs, or good map reads. Speaking of, looks like Falcons might be recognizing that this is happening as they start hitting the mid tower as a trade-off.
Here comes that Ice Blast.
Will it kill a hero?
Does he get the
will it
snipe
kill
on Roshan?
Oh, it could!
Oh!
It could! Oh, that's so close! Oh my!
What was the HP on Roche there? It was so low.
It was sub 1%. He almost killed Roche. That would have been sick. He doesn't get experience globally though, right? I think you only get the. You get global kill. You get global kill XP on heroes, but don't think you do on Roche.
I don't think you do. Yeah.
So he would just have got the bounty, but it would still been.
Because it's a creep, right? If you could do it on creeps in general, that would be pretty OP.
Yeah. We all know that the pro players, they make the cool plays because they want to be on Reddit front page. That's what they do it for.
Yep.
That's why Amar's trash talk, as a matter of fact, has been generating a lot of... it's been a very good way of getting a lot of attention for him.
What can you do?
Lucky find.
He's basically farming impressions. More than he farms creeps, can you believe it? BKB for Storm opens up some new play possibilities. Now he can play very aggressive, and of course he knows that Ice Blast can follow through, but still haven't really seen Falcons be able to take that, once again, that initiative. 4 kills only to their name, 25 minutes in. And I guess the question that comes to mind now is, well, if this keeps happening, if Falcons just play keep away and farm, is there a point of critical mass where they eventually become favored? And I don't think so, but I'm not going to say that it gets worse either.
Yeah.
It kind of feels like it's in this equilibrium state where if this just continues for another 10 minutes, the problems and the solutions are still similar for both teams. You're not going to be like, oh, now Dragon Knight got this damage item that's going to change everything. Or, okay, Mars has a refresher is a total deal breaker, because you still have the same solutions on the Spirit side, which is get a good disruption.
Radiant structures are fortified.
Now, if AA has a refresher, then we're talking. But
True.
he is about 1 refresher away from that.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Give or take a whole refresh. We almost have double condas, though. That is spooky.
That's a major upgrade for the Spirit side. With these condas...
Actually, is he going to go conda? Maybe he goes to the right-click build since, I don't know. I haven't seen a right-click build in a while. Good
snipe.
Little snipe there on Namar.
Centaur Stomp into Spear from the Morph. Oh, did Skitter see Malik? No, he did. He was just outside of it. Honestly, this is quite possibly the coolest part of Morph.
Yes.
Is that you have all the enemy team's voice lines when you're level 30.
Yep, he has Grandmaster tiers, so he gets to toy around with any voice lines you got.
It's such a funny detail, and I think they thought about it initially. This wasn't something that got patched in. I think when Relics came out, this was already a thing.
Yeah.
They just thought of that. Well, when Morph turns into the heroes, he needs to have their lines, right? Because he's them.
Radiant's middle tower is
What if
under
Rubik
attack.
could steal voice lines?
Radiant structures are fortified.
Is that a better or worse steal than Split Shot? I think it's probably better to steal a voice line. You can have more impact by distracting people and tilting them than with that spell. That immediately came to mind for me as the worst spell steal you can get. Is there something worse? I guess Attribute Shift, if you don't know how to use it, is the worst. Going max agi. But that's player error. That's not theoretical.
There's definitely some abilities that there's got to be there's like one ability that doesn't do anything because it's comboed with another ability.
I mean, Earth Spirit spells are not great either because you don't get the stones. But even then, they have utility. Even if you steal the kick, you can like farm with it.
Yeah, with extra cast range, the kick can still be useful.
Skitter is in potential trouble.
Oh, the Tiny tried to go through the gate here, join his team. Skeeter does get caught by the disruption. Here comes the bushwhack and the break, and Laurel's going, wait, my team, they've got that kill. And Maureen,
nice jump.
Oh, he thought he had more mana. He thought he jumped to the other side.
I don't think Laurel could have reached him anyway. He didn't have Ava, so he has to walk in and he's still looking for him. But yeah, ultimately, the outcome is still heavily Spirit favored as they find that core kill and lose nothing. And just keep it going. Bulwark is a really bad start.
Oh, there it is.
That's bad. But I still think you could argue it's better than Split Shot. No, it's worse, right? That's worse. When do you ever get to use that on Rubik? I mean, if the enemy team's targeting you, you take a bit of less damage from the front. Like, I guess if you steal Bulwark, you have the passive component of it too.
Yes.
So you're just... I still think that's better than Split Shot, because then you're tankier.
Well, Falcons are doing their farming thing, but I don't...
They're not catching up.
No, they're not catching up, but I don't... Maybe there is some super late game scenario where their lineup... I mean, you've got Ancient Apparition, late game, definitely anything's possible, but...
Yeah, it's starting to get tougher and tougher though with the reliable, I want to say, disruption that you're going to have in your pocket with the Blink Glimmer on Shadow Demon and with Morph having Sanjin Yasha for the status assist. Between these things, that moment of opportunity you're looking for Falcons is actually quite narrow.
Yeah.
You need to really clutch it out. And usually I commend this team a lot on their mid game in the games where they don't fight because they have the read that they can't. And I think this is one of those games. But usually what ends up happening is that they stay afloat on farm. Like they equalize or maybe they even out-farm the opponent despite being behind. This game, that's just not at all the case. Spirit, keep winning. That's obviously something. You love having Satanic in your team in a game like this because he is quite possibly the most efficient farmer in the world right now. In this tournament, it's been just completely unbelievable in some of the games how much he finds on the map. So if Spirit is ahead against Falcons, this might be one of the few teams that can just out-farm them.
Yeah.
Actually.
So in this game, it's Satanic who's staying afloat while Snake King is freezing up a little bit.
Yep.
Baiting out the Invis rune.
This could work, but at the same time, Skeeter...
Who wants to take it? Satanic shows, gets the Invis rune. Oh, an immediate jump! They managed to get the tossed up stomp onto Amar. Can't finish him off. He got his BKB, and Rue does die. There's going to be no save here. If Falcons can kite around these BKBs, and now, oh, look at that. They're just blowing up the Tiny. Laurel died fast there.
Oh, that went way better than I was expecting. They might get more.
Dragon Tail stun. They still have Ice Blast, too.
Yep. So that's why Satanic is hesitating. He doesn't really want to go in without the Shadow Demon covering him. So they make something out of very little there. Falcons do get 3,000 gold for that exchange. And okay, they're on to Malik.
Try again on the Centaur. Combo their stuns. Yeah, they don't need the Ice Blast for these kills. Their damage is really coming together.
Notice that he's just holding it.
Yeah.
He understands his job in the game.
I think it's just... like, Skeeter doesn't really have damage. He's got BKB, Mage Slayer, SNY. That's not the most damage-heavy build. But
Storm Shard
does have the Shard. And I think it's just the Shard that's like...
It's doing a lot, for sure. And Skeeter did do the brunt of the damage there, but I don't know who gets credit for the Shard damage. I think it's the guy who hits.
That too.
I would think it goes to the Dragon Knight. Since I think usually the way Dota calculates damage is which hero was the source of the damage being applied, not who applied the buff, if that makes sense.
Yes, I believe that it worked that way for the old Chilling Touch. Was that the heroes that you put it on, they got it added to their damage.
I think so. Too. All right, well, we had a 12k lead, and now it's 5. And now Mars has a Hex. So another tool in Falcon's arsenal that they didn't have before that could very much help against the Morph or the Shadow Demon. Just hexing up either of those two unlocks a new play for them. And this one is arguably as big.
Pickup.
He will not live to see the day here.
No way, Jose. He is dead.
He got what he came for, though. That's that AA dagger that we talked about. Now he's going to have a reliable hit on the ult, on any stun. It will never miss, except with a clutch disruption.
So Rue cannot afford to get caught out because he's got triple BKB cores. But Falcons have these really good single target stuns. As long as he breaks up the initiation in these stuns, then his allies can get off the BKBs and they won't have to worry about getting bursted, whether the Ice Blast is there or not. But if he gets caught, like last team fight, we saw how the Falcons were able to just focus him down one by one.
Yep. It was definitely the nature of the way that fight broke out that favored Falcons. The primary thing that was really good news was that Shadow Demon ended up in the river. Because they were crossing over mid. And then where else can he really go to be a part of the fight than to cross through the open? If you're playing out in the sides of the map like this, or if you're playing around like strategical points with wards, it's a very different story, because then he gets... I also do think he mispositioned a little bit, but it's difficult to never be in range for something there.
Team Spirit try and play on their high ground wards here. Falcons do a smoke wraparound, getting more over the Lotus area. We'll see who is going to end up pushing out, because Falcons, they have the luxury of being able to take an objective while they're kind of setting up shop. They take the tier 1 tower, the creep wave pushes in.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Awkward stalemate here, but if it's long enough,
I mean, at this
Lur's
point,
just going to pack his bags,
try and
go on
bait out-
vacation.
Try and bait out the disruption illusions. Does not work. Surprised they aren't cutting the creep wave.
This is already a Dire Roche now. It's too late for Spirit to go there, and I think Falcons will start moving. Of course, Spirit will gate. They are in control of that.
Oh, okay. They hit him before anybody went through the gate. I mean, if you get that vision...
Oh, they're scared now. They're not going through the gate.
Yeah, they're gonna TP back.
Oh, this is
It's
funny.
too risky.
Oh, damn. The rainbow TP, don't see that very often these days. How many of the Dire heroes are colors of the rainbow? I feel like kind of none of them, and all the Radiant ones are.
I got red and blue. Oh, you mean the... I see, yes.
Yeah.
The fire colors.
Yeah. It's not really a rainbow TP if it's Dire doing it. Well, ultimately the outcome here, Spirit, just by way of waiting,
Laurel's...
grab this. It's just Conda dead.
He was close again on that timing. He's getting good at it. But, of course, going over to the Dire side, there's no real way Falcons can contest. Don't want to go through that gate. Hard to fight around the outpost. They just take what farm they can off of the map. Get an MKB. Now, there's a bit of damage.
Yep. That will help.
Ooh, did he think that... Why MKB? Did he think that Satanic was going to go Butterfly? Because Satanic is going to go Swift Blink.
I think this item is still good DPS against Morph because it's magic damage.
Okay, yeah, that's fair.
You have Ice Vortex to amp it. It gives you attack speed, so you can quicker get off the Storm Shard activation. I think it's actually a very good choice this game, even without... But he might have thought this was going to be a butter with the Eagle Song. But it still doesn't feel nearly as bad as in many other games. So I don't mind it.
Malik's going the cart.
Secondary save for the Ice Blast.
Yeah.
You do take damage in the cart.
Yes. you do
Also
take
from
damage.
Ice Blast, I
Just
think.
can't be targeted.
Yeah.
What? Oh, you can... So if he cards somebody inside of arena,
Yeah.
he BKBs, he runs through the arena. I assume the person maybe gets hit by the wall once, but still gets pulled through and stuff.
Radiant's bottom
I don't
tower
know.
is under attack.
I mean, with my knowledge of physics, I'm pretty sure the cart breaks, but
can the cart be broken?
Radiant's
I
bottom
think
tower
dragging
has
a wooden cart through Spartan
A stone wall, yeah.
standing with spears and shields is generally not going to work, but I guess if you pull it hard enough, then you actually topple over the soldiers.
I mean, traditionally, cavalry was pretty good against infantry. So.
That's true. Traditionally, the cavalry was riding on horses. No, not the horse itself being the cavalry, but...
Hey, that's a war horse, baby. No snakings around here. Cold feet in these creep waves.
Strange game, really.
Yeah.
This is unlike most games we've had this tournament, I would say. See if Spirit can make it happen now with this Aegis. That is, of course, one of the best tools in the whole game against AA, since you only have that one ulti. Satanic.
Jumping on a Satanic. The save comes out, Disruption. And he's probably going to have to... Okay, Waveforms does BKB, and there goes Skater.
No buy.
Satanic threw out a shot as he waveforms away. They get that kill, they get the buyback, still holding on to that Ice Blast, but he's got Aegis and BKB still. They did not manage to get either one of those out of it.
They wanted the Ice Blast for the second life.
Try again here. Laurel makes this jump onto Amar, so disrupting a bit of that follow-up to get the Rod of Atos on the silence. But again, Rue bringing lots of saves. Glimmer Cape available. And he even has double healing cells.
They're actually going to respect this with their Morph for now.
Dude, this is cool. He actually brought some late-game healing salves for a Morphling.
Yeah, he's healing up on the camp. He'll heal to full, but this is taking quite a bit of valuable time. Now the wave being killed again. I think Falcons will have a 5v5 for this. This backdoor has to be kicking in a second, right?
Well,
maybe he gets the range.
Take too long for Satanic, okay. Backdoor protection does go up, but a lot of damage done to the Rain Barrier. Now they're going to pin him. Oh, immediate grab onto Amar and it gets popped. Good chain stun there, Laurel. He was very quick there, and Malik followed him up. Got to pull back again on this Morphling, trying so hard to burn him of his Aegis. They are stalling things out, though, quite a bit.
I cost them the Mars, too. Starting to heal up on a camp again. That's a great camp to find.
Yeah.
That's the most hits you can get on that camp, is splitting golems. When is it that they turn into 3 again? Is it after minute 25 or something?
Yeah, I was thinking somewhere in the 25-30 area.
Maybe it's 30. And he's full again, like nothing happened. He's also close to 25, which is obviously going to be easily the quickest 25 in this game.
So there is the Ags from the Centaur with level 20 as well. So another save mechanism, and he's got Ogre's Shield Totem.
Can you make a case in this game for taking 35 strength on Morph? I think we never see that taken. It's always waveform cooldown. But is there...
Yeah, surviving through the burst.
That seems to be the name of the game, right?
Yeah, it does. It would not surprise me if he took it. I feel like this is a game that maybe you do. If there is going to be game for it, this is one that you definitely consider it.
Yeah. Because, I mean, in theory, it is a ton of strength to just get. It's like 50% more than he has when he's max agi.
Yeah.
So on a hero with this much armor, 35 strength is a huge EHP increase, but I still feel like he's just going to take the waveform talent just by default. Yeah, he will. So, well, it was a good chat, Cap.
Once he gets Lincoln's, there's not going to be an axe on Storm Spirit for a while. So he will have both Dragon Tail and Storm Spirit initiations that are going to be kind of ruined, as well as Amar's Scythe of Ice.
Yeah, the Hex is probably the biggest one out of all of those.
No wonder they're willing to play this slow.
Oh, that was half a second from instant death.
Ball read breaks. They just blindly are looking around, trying to find. Oh, did you see that? His neutral item betrayed him there for a second. Showed off where the Storm Spirit was. The Stormcrafter almost kind of got him killed. Searching for power runes here.
You can't toggle Stormcrafter, right?
I don't believe so.
Do you feel like you should be able to, like Radiance?
I mean, probably. But
I don't see why not. But apparently that item had a really high win rate last year, so maybe that was too good. Ninja gear, however, very bad. Let's keep that in the game. Oh, okay.
My God.
The time has come for Spirit to pick up 3,000 gold.
Yeah.
They were enjoying themselves a bit too much on the other side of the map. Both teams, really. And Spirit like, I wonder if the gold mine has filled up. And it has.
Shard for Rue.
Damn, if only it worked that way in real life. If you just gave it enough time, all the oil would come back. Wouldn't this be great? It would never run out.
Oil's now a renewable resource. I mean, it is in a way if you just wait long enough.
Well.
Scythe? Wait, he's not going Lincolns? He went Scythe instead. Okay. He says, screw waiting for them to initiate on me. I'm going to initiate on them.
I'm going to kill Storm, I guess. Interesting. This is quite unusual for Satanic. We usually see him really focus hard on every carry item rather than utility.
Spooky. Do you feel like this is such a clutch pickup that you wouldn't want to waste it on a support? Like they don't know you have Scythe of Ice on Morphling right now.
Oh, you mean killing crit there?
Yeah, like, is it even worth it to kill crit when you could have the opportunity to surprise Malrine Storm?
I see what you're saying. Maybe not. I don't know if he felt comfortable either. He didn't see the enemy heroes. So if he goes for that and he gets counterplayed, then the risk-reward of killing them where to there is definitely not great. Malrine being, I was about to say human ward, but...
Playing for another Roche. Roche is going to end up being on the Dire side almost immediately. Skater's going to get the jump in on the Hoodwink. Not too bad. And Rue got caught. Side device, but a pickup from the Centaur. He's trying to get him out of there, but no, he dies. And now Malik is in some trouble. Pops BKB. Stampedes uses the card to try and help get away, but he is done. Buyback on both supports. And what did they get in return? They got the Ancient Apparition. Satanic going after Malrine. Malrine out of mana. And he's turned into the Dragon Knight to hit him with the Dragon Tail. Finishes him off. Now comes back to join his team as Laurel's getting low off the cold feet. Will be latched. But, there's the dead shot.
That's an ice blast.
Buybacks coming in from Falcons. An ice blast that hits on the Ancient Emperor, the Morphling. He's dead. And what happened to all of Team Spirit's buybacks? Don't have one on the Morphling due to gold.
Well, he was too short. He has it now.
Has it now, but the fight has already been cleared out, so...
All right, Skitter, look at the clock. Good heavens, look at the time. Wow. Okay, Malrine. Guys! They just get 4 back. Oh, that's funny. Another, interesting situations in this game, right? Like, Spirit keep building these big advantages, but Falcons just better in the clutch. This was another moment where Skitter just blinks in, sets something up, and they immediately find the Shadow Demon. That's that big difference maker, taking Rue out first. He has to buy back and reconnect to the fight, but his connection point is rather far away. He comes back and, well, he die-backed. So, all right, that's the entire lead gone. They were up 16K. This is a fun graph for everybody to watch. I like to sometimes refer to these graphs as like 6 flags, but I'm pretty sure this one wouldn't pass regulation. I don't think a cart can drive up that type of slope as the graphs are right now.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
That's a very unique graph, I have to say.
Shadowblade for crit. There we go.
Wow.
And now they're up 7 levels as well. Huge amount of experience. Aghanim Scepter for Rue, but I don't know how much it matters when it's basically he's either getting off disruption or he's not. I feel like that's 90% of his hero right now.
I wonder if there's a world he could have bought something else to just guarantee his presence in the fight, like BKB.
Oh, okay.
Like, no joke. If that's a better purchase than Ags this game, it is a good Ags game in theory though. Look at what you're breaking, right? But I don't know. At the end of the day, like you said, it really is that simple. If you get caught, it's a problem. You have to do everything you can to stay out of range. But you're against Storm and Mars and DK, double blinks. It's very hard, even at this level, to not at some point compromise your positioning in order to cast some spells to help your teammates, and that's what Falcons are just banking on all the time.
Falcons getting closer and closer to where Team Spirit is set up on this ward.
Refresher for Amar. Double Hex, BKB, and Arenas. And he has enough mana to go around for that.
Snaking. Oh, they spotted him. Ward Sentry. A toss goes up in the air, grabs Skeeter instead of snaking, and he also has an Eon Disc. He manages to get the blink away. Arena catches Malik as Satanic. They both pop their BKBs, and they head back to their vision. Falcons also going to back away.
Just a quick snipe. That's good, though, for a Spirit. I know it's not the hero they were hoping to get. They wanted something bigger, but you're effectively draining the Aegis this way.
Yeah, and Eon Disc is on cooldown, so if Falcons try and start a fight again in the next 70 seconds, there's a risk of the Ancient Apparition dying first. Lightner into Bushwhack, actually got the stun on him. Maureen has an Aegis, of course, so he's not going to blow a BKB just off of a single disable.
These wards are so important right now. That lane ward from Falcons could be game-winning.
It could.
This information is huge. They see everyone.
They see the ward now. They're fine.
All right, if that would have stuck there, that could have been major trouble for Spirit. They're going to de-ward it and back off and control this area still. See if they find the other one, because both of these high ground wards in this triangle area, very important for each respective team. This one's going to stay. Spirit are not going close to that one.
Just placed a bunch of vision down. "70 seconds left on this Aegis. Falcons want to try and take an objective with it. Skeeter pushing forward. They want to protect the ward, but there's the jump. Avalanche on 2. A good jump that blows up crit immediately. Now they got a scythe onto Skeeter. He gets off his BKB. He's okay for now. You start retreating in different directions. Falcons will get out cleanly after the crit death. Poor crit seems to be the victim of Team Spirit every time now.
Feels like maybe he should not have been trying to de-ward there. The AA has Eon Disc, so if you want to de-ward that, you can put the Vortex and let AA lead, but I also don't think they were ready, to be honest with you. It felt like they thought they were just going to get that de-ward for free, but Spirit really wanted to protect it. Mars has the weirdest TPs out, because you don't turn when you bulwark. He's just facing forward. It looks like he's TPing to the enemy base.
Oh, yeah. Refresher, Scythe. And then he's going to go back for an Aeon Disc. So he's going to be kind of scary with the disable and tankiness in a way. Malik's getting pretty damn big. He's going to get a Shiva's next. He has the Shard as well. So these longer fights, you could see him, you know, get up to that like 7,000, 8,000 HP Centaur.
Oh, Shattered even is queuing BKB now.
Nice.
So he does want to get there. I also liked your idea of Disc. I think they offer different solutions. Like the Disc is obviously very good if you get jumped immediately and you can just counterplay. The upside to BKB is that you get free maneuverability in the fight.
Yeah.
So you can comfortably go in and get your stuff off. You know you're not going to get popped immediately because there's no ridiculous physical damage burst hero in play like the Morphling that he's with.
I feel like there's a higher ceiling for BKB.
Yeah.
Right? It's like he will be able to do a lot more with that item. Yeah. But Aeon Disc allows you to be a bit more forgiving in your positioning. There was that time in the Roshan area where he got caught by Amar, instantly got scythed up. So Ryu's just got to make sure he just doesn't let that happen again. 25s. Another one for Tiny. Toss charges.
Yep.
Amar is closing in on it. Storm Spirit has the attack bounce of the overload.
Radiant are scanning.
Big splash.
That's a big DPS increase for that hero. Laurel will get the shield rune. That's convenient.
It's just a tad bit tanky, and they're going to go after him anyway. Pick him up inside
it's
the
a
cart.
good
Got
find.
him on the arena.
Oh.
Beautiful initiation from Amar. There's the Ice Blast to follow it up. They don't even need to see a Morphling in there. They'll just take whatever they get inside the arena. Oh, look at Satanic and Moposhka are still going to play for this. Oh my god, they're going to go for Amar. They're going to try and break him up with a scythe. The Glimmer Cape goes off, but they have the detection thanks to Moposhka and his gem. He gets off his ult, TP away from Satanic. They trade out Amar for Moposhka. Nobody for Satanic, or nobody on Spirit pulled the trigger on the buybacks there.
Honestly, I want to give massive props to Skitter for that jump. I don't think a lot of players in the world do that there. That was a Tiny that just picked up a shield rune, and you just went for it anyway because you knew the goal here ultimately is to get the enemy team to respond. His mindset in every fight is, I'm going to blink Dragon Tail, even technically bad targets, because all he needs is for Shadow Demon to try to help someone. It's been the same recipe for 4 fights in a row. Jump literally anything you want, even that tanky Tiny, despite everything in your mind probably telling you, all right, we can't kill this guy. And then if the Shadow Demon comes to help, Malrine and Amar, they're on him instantly, every single time.
And
it's working.
It's working.
And that was a good Ice Blast, too. I think Snake King connected it on 2 or 3 heroes. It wasn't the
nice
morph,
Satanic.
but... Oh, good find. Well,
doing a good job finding pickoffs and keeping this game within reaching distance for Spirit.
I don't think Cred is having particularly much fun in this game.
No, he's not.
I feel like he's just dying every... I mean, there was a lot of quiet time in this game, but in the last 15 minutes, I think more than half of Falcons' deaths are just crit getting caught somewhere random. But, I mean, it's...
Fuck my life, man. This game's miserable.
They're winning, at least for now.
That's true. And he's almost level 25. I wonder if he's going to take the magic resistance. He doesn't quite have a right-click build yet, so
yeah,
it may be worth considering the magic resistance.
True.
But he does have the tier 4 neutral item that gives him a bunch more damage. I didn't see that one, so...
Yeah. The Gunslinger chance is not that valuable when you don't have Maelstrom, though, is it?
Yeah, it's definitely less.
And he's not planning to get the Gleipnir by the looks of it. He wants to go Shadowblade. I think he's just tired of getting jumped.
I think so, too.
Well, there's other options against that. Could buy a disc if you wanted. But the Shadowblade, of course, is a hybrid item. Also allows him to do more damage, to get better positioning for spells. Now, Satanic and the gang just need to wait. And then Roche will come. Let's see how many times they get bashed by Roche. Now he has an axe.
Here he comes. Satanic, don't stand there. Look out. Satanic, look out. Satanic. Okay.
0 bashes!
Hey, good job, everybody.
And this will be theirs to claim. Now, who gets the Ags?
Tiny's just straight up bigger than Roshan.
Give Tiny Bloodlust and a BKB, and it might be a fair fight.
Roshan has crossed into the dungeon. Dire are scanning.
Who took the axe?
Currently in Tiny's inventory, he took it now.
Okay.
Committed. So, Tree Volley unlocked. For Laurel. He doesn't have the big crit for it, but it still obviously is a major DPS increase, and you had most of the other Ags. Like, what options did you have? You had Hoodwink or Morphling?
Yeah.
I guess the Hoodwink one is kind of cute when you're playing against multiple heroes that the break is good against, but it's just very unreliable, whereas Tree Volley, you're in charge of what happens. So.
Could also be cute if you manage to successfully get like Storm Spirit to jump you.
Yeah.
Jump your
true.
fake and he gets bushwhacked. Satanic. He knows what you're up to. Malik tries to stomp Skeeter on the initiation. Toss back, got him inside the arena with a pullback in for the Aghanim Scepter. That's Laurel dead, and the Centaur immediately comes out, has to pop BKB Stampede to make sure he stays alive. Skeeter is going to die for it, though. The damage is just overwhelmed. Got the Ice Blast. It hits, too. Are they going to jump back in after this?
He has Aegis.
They don't.
Radiant's bottom barracks.
This looks like somebody's drawing. It's like driving a statue to a museum.
Yeah.
A Morphling just sitting there in the cart, not moving. It looks so weird. All right, well, I think Falcons are going to be pretty happy with that. They have all their buybacks, and they got the big, tiny buyback out of that. And I don't think Spirit can force enough with this 5-on-4 situation.
Oh, they got to jump. They got to jump. They jumped the Hoodwink. Oh, he missed his spear. Now he's been grabbed up inside of the cart. They may still be able to finish him off. What a great bushwhack. Ice Blast coming in. Does manage to hit Mapochka. It clicked him. That's going to be enough to finish him off.
That's it.
But the Muerta and the Mars die for that.
Oh, and Malrine.
And Malrine in trouble. Satanic got the initiation. He got the disable, but there wasn't the follow-up from the team. They were still trying to get there from that previous fight.
Ugh, this is getting really ugly.
It's getting messy.
Falcons do have their buybacks, and it is a potential 5-on-4 if they burn 2 of them here.
Oh, he showed himself. Tree volley.
Buying so much time here on Snaking.
Oh my God.
Ninja gear, very good.
Yep, just slips right on by all this vision.
Oh, look, the next wave is here. Let's wonder if he kills that one.
Ice Blast coming in from behind.
Yeah, he wants to.
Oh, they're going to try and jump with it.
Oh, they got
him. Oh, wait, he waveformed.
Okay, it did clip him, but he didn't take the impact damage.
Yeah, and now he's going to get disrupted, so that tick.
Oh, if they would have sniped the Aegis there, that would have been so nice for them, actually. That would have given them a next moment of opportunity. For like a minute and a half, they would have all heroes alive and no Aegis to play against. But now, Spirit will definitely be comfortable just chilling for a bit, getting Miposhka back on the field. He's out for 50, no buyback. And they did not lose their Aegis, and they got a lane. I would say that lane, for me, borderline doesn't even matter at all.
Yeah.
But you got to get something, so...
So he's going to buy a Moon Shard. He does consume it on Satanic. Question for you, Cinderin. Have you ever seen the new Aghanims on Morphling in a game? Even a pub?
No, I don't think so.
Yeah, me neither.
So what it does is that you can alt cast your ult on a target, and then you get a copy of their... It's like the old replica.
Yeah, where you get...
It's like replicate, but the replicate can cast spells. The old replicate could only attack.
Right.
But it's an alt cast, so you're doing that instead of turning into them, right? You can't do both.
Right.
So you're choosing to get a copy of them instead of becoming them. And your copy does 100% damage and takes 300%, and you can choose to jump into its position, which kills it. So it becomes like this repositioning ability. I think the reason this isn't very popular is that you're paying 4,200 gold to essentially... I don't know in what situations this is better than your own ult. Because it's kind of nice to just be able to toggle between them. Falcons. Good ward placement here.
He's like, all right, I know where you are. Throws a tree volley. Amar blinks backwards. Haste rune. Whoa, Malik missed his stun. So that's going to be a BKB down. Nothing major, but it does waste a little bit more Aegis time. Time to farm up those neutral items. Satanic already has his. What are the big ones that you're looking for here? He takes Apex.
A Mirror Shield should be theoretically really good against Storm and DK, right? I guess against Storm not so much anymore with the Ags, so maybe just the DK. Yeah, and that's from Spirit's perspective. The Giant's Ring is... Yeah, maybe Giant's Ring is just the best. Like, just get tank your Giant's Ring, Apex gets stats. I guess for once, a Mirror Shield might not be the best item for Spirit. It's good for Falcons, though. Very good. Against the Morph, and they will get multiple of them. Crit has one, I believe. Who was the other one that got one? It was Malrine, I think.
Malrine did, yeah. Force Boots for Skeeter. Book of Shadows for Snaking, so he'll have a save.
Yeah, Book of Shadows is, for both teams, exceptional in this game. Gotta be fast, of course, but... Who's missing an item now? Shadow Demon, and... Is it just the support per team? No, they actually have it on all heroes except Shadow Demon, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
And he has one now too, in his stash. So all heroes have tier 5s. Seer Stone, unsurprising.
So,
for Rue.
Are you a believer in, are you a pirate hat enjoyer?
No. I think...
Because if this game does stall out, Spirit will have a clear advantage in just gold. They have double pirate hats that they're just going to be digging up bounty runes nonstop.
So the thing about Pirate Hat that I think is a bit of a trap is I feel like most games that get to this point end within the next 5 to 10 minutes. So that fraction of games, if you're just taking Pirate Hat for the gold, you can remove those from the equation and say it wasn't worth it. Then in the remaining ones, you need to look at how many heroes are actually benefiting from you digging up gold. Morph is capped. So I don't think he really benefits from you having this. So who are you getting the gold for? And can you confidently feel like the game goes 15 plus minutes more so it pays off? Because it obviously sounds ridiculous to just be able to conjure gold out of thin air, and it is conceptually. But you know what I mean? With Midas pays for itself after X minutes, right?
Yeah.
Pirate Hat on a support pays for itself after X minutes as well, because all the alternative options, generally speaking, will be better because you're not using the stats. If you're not a hero that uses the attack speed, then you would rather have had literally anything else. Now on Tiny, it's a different story because the attack speed can actually be good on you. But on Hoodwink,
I will challenge you on 5 to 10 minutes.
Okay, you think this is going to be
the window is
longer?
No. I think the window is smaller where it pays for itself.
Really?
Because every single time he pops it, he's getting 720 gold for his team.
Right.
Right? So in the course of just 5 minutes, right, that's like 5,000 net worth for your team. I would say by like 7 or 8 minutes, you've probably helped somebody get another item.
And you think that's better than, for example, having a Book of Shadows in that slot at that point?
Maybe.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm just saying that's my take on it.
I guess it depends on what the item is. Stomp. Oh. Stampede. Whoa, crit died fast. Remember, he's got a refresher for the Eon Disc as well. If he wants to pop it, he does. There goes the Eon Disc. He's trying to roll the arena. He gets it off. Here comes the Ice Blast, but they've already dodged most of these spells. As a result, Root got off successful disruptions. They picked up the Tiny, and they just took those two heroes out. Didn't lose anything for it. Team Spirit now on the hunt. Falcons will have to hold up inside of their base, but they've been here before, Synderen. We've seen them make 4 versus 5 holds.
And they have the best hero in all of Dota for this. They have Storm to cut waves, which is what this could come down to once or twice before this game finishes, one way or the other. Malreen's going to go to work.
Oh, we got him on the avalanche! What a grab for Laurel! The Clanger is there! What a sick pickoff!
All right, he was super ready for that. I thought Malreen was going to overshoot it a little bit more than that just in case, but actually just targeted it on the wave, and Laurel was ready. You're going to have to burn buybacks right now on Falcons, or you're going to get megged immediately. I mean, you're going to have to burn them anyway, so why not?
They do have Scythe on Snaking, so maybe they're going to try and get some sort of chain. Doesn't work. Oh, God, Skater's almost dead already, but Pochka will finish him off. Disruption goes out, bails out Laurel. Malreen can't stick around. He's going to get out of here. Team Spirit are calling the retreat after all those buybacks. 3 core buybacks, and they didn't lose anything for it.
That's huge.
Radiant's courier has been killed.
These late game situations, honestly, most of the time it's about who gets the jump. And Spirit just got the jump twice in a row. The jump they got in mid was really good onto Crit as well as Amar, and then that kill on the Storm is... The kill on the Storm is way bigger than the other two combined because of what it was able to force. This was something that Malreen could have maybe prevented, the whole push, that is, by just wave cutting. But taking him out of the picture made it very nice and easy for them. You get the Roche now, Satanic. Does he want the Aegis, though? I don't know if he does.
I mean, maybe. He's just got an S&Y chilling in his backpack.
Yeah, okay. He will be the one to take it.
Aghanim Scepter was picked up by Malik. It looks like he's going to give that to Miposhka.
Yeah,
and
it's that of the
Miposhka.
Oh, this is cute from Falcons. This Spirit really might not anticipate this.
Oh, he did anticipate it.
He does anticipate it. Okay. He is super aware that they might just try for that play in the base.
That gem is still sitting. Where did that come from?
Refresher on Centaur. Look at the wording from Falcons in the story that tells. This was... They felt like if we're going to win the game, we're committing fully to this area, to trying to get a jump at the enemy base before they get comfortable with their Aegis. Now they lost all those 3 wards. They're going to have no value at all because the game isn't being played there anymore. Oh, look at Gem.
I mean, the presence of mind, would you have an Aegis to be that cautious as Satanic? That was pretty heads up. Laurel Maybe not being so cautious. High ground, Malik, he's the one who gets jumped on. Immediate toss on to do crit while the arena goes out. First disruption save. He's got charges, remember. There's more of those. Rue, he's going to disrupt himself, but Satanic does end up going down. There goes the Aegis. See if Rue can help out Satanic. No, Falcons don't want to stick around for the second line. They get caught, though. Ancient Apparition. Aeon Disc is going to go off. They shoot him. He's trying to get away with the Glimmer Cape. Managed to blink out. Here comes the toss, though. Tossed in the Shadow Demon to get the kill on Muerta.
Yes, the classic late game play. Toss in your save support.
Hey, you gotta do what you gotta do, brother.
Whatever ammo is nearby, you gotta...
Laurel just reached somewhere behind him, grabbed the first thing he found.
Tiny might not actually see the heroes. He just sees...
Spear on 2. Oh, the Ice Blast. He picked up one. The other got disrupted. Really good saves coming out from Spirit. Laurel pops his BKB as he comes out of disruption. Satanic wasn't hit by it because of the card. A double save from Spirit that was just beautiful.
We're gonna glyph this, but they can't kill the wave because of the banner. That's Megas, but this game is not over yet whatsoever. This is one of those late games where you could easily win against Megas. But yeah, the man on your screens right now is having one of his worst games of the tournament. Not necessarily to his own doing, but they're targeting him really hard on that Spirit side crit.
Yeah. 10 deaths on the Muerta.
It's not often we see crit with double-digit deaths in a game.
By the way, well, Poshka's got... Pirate has apparently paid off. Man has been farming. He's got a 10K and a Daedalus almost.
You're making an awfully good case for it with this game at this point. Now that you have Megas, Pirate Hat's real good.
Oh, yeah. I do agree with you, though, that most games end by, like, 65 minutes, right?
Yeah.
Usually you do not get a chance for it to pay off.
That's... it's interesting because it's kind of the same issue that you have with Midas, where... Oh, we don't get time to talk about that. Crit has to die again, apparently. Nope, never mind.
Malik's like...
Not gonna commit.
He must die, brothers. Forget the Ancients. Trying to clear out all this just trash.
Yep.
There's a bunch of mega creeps. There's illusions. It's just everywhere. Aghanim Scepter next for Skeeter. See if he can actually get to it.
That AoE Dragon Tail could get interesting together with Storm. If
Got initiation onto the Centaur. They're trying to stop the saves now. Satanic going in, challenging the Dragonite. Not winning that fight, though. He starts backing away with Stampede going off. They reset.
I don't know who that's better for.
Immediate refresher from Laurel. He's going to go back in immediately, and he found his mark. He goes for crit. Only got him down to half HP. BKB and Aeon Disc. Crit jumping forward. Got a scythe onto Rue. Amar's going to follow that up. He wants the Shadow Demon dead, and they've got the double spear to be able to get the kills on both of them. A good pickup. Immediate buyback from one. Is Laurel going to follow this up? Is Team Spirit going to try and close out this game here? A buyback from the Muerta. They spotted Staking. Satanic found his mark, but he got off the Ice Blast. He managed to hit it, but a disruption from Rue. Buys him a little bit of time, managed to get the grab on him. Satanic is dead. Immediate buyback going out. Bots too. He's coming in hot. He's going for a more, seeing if they can finish him off, but they can't get it. They couldn't get the big off an immediate sight device on Satanic, so they had to back away. Buybacks on Spirit, but they didn't manage to break Falcons. They will have to back away if they want to be safe. This is going to be another 7 minutes.
It is technically a 7-on-5 here because they have 2 buybacks on the Spirit side against the 0 on Falcons, but those death timers, or respawn timer, wow, I can't find the word, those cooldowns are sub 2 minutes on the 3 Falcons cores, and honestly, Spirit might not have perfect track of this anymore. In these late game situations, you can't flat out fathom everything that's going on. The game itself is hard enough to play. Are you going to keep track of all the cooldowns too?
Also, does the buyback on Centaur and Hoodwink, like, do those heroes having second lives matter?
Yeah, that's a good question comparatively.
Overwhelming
Buy.
blink hoodwink. All right, somebody make the post.
I thought he was going to buy Rapier, actually.
I thought so too.
I really would like to see Miposhka buy a Rapier.
I was like, Daedalus? Like, yeah, man. Just
Yeah.
pick up the rapier next. And
Bro, if you're not even going to buy
Pop,
Pirate
pop.
Hat, what do you get? Or buy Rapier, what do you get the Pirate Hat for, man?
True.
This is what it does. Wow, that was a crazy fight. What a clutch Ice Blast from Snaking. Getting that off was actually a massive difference maker.
dude, I can't believe he got it off. That was insane. Yeah, like, I didn't even see the animation start for him.
That's the nice thing when the target you need is on top of you. You're literally just sitting there with your keyboard like da-da-da-da-da-da,
Yeah,
just
true.
mashing the R button.
Careful there, Malrine. You've been caught there before.
Falcons should have got quite a lot of experience out of that fight. Dragon Knight now level 30, so there's that AoE Dragon Tail unlocked.
Yeah.
Any other 30s coming up on Spirit's side? Miposhka is more experienced than Laurel. Okay. So does Malik. Like game Dota is interesting. It's about who dies first a lot of the time for those level 30s. Oh yeah, more gold. Just what Spirit need. Satanic. Do you think Satanic should pivot his build here? So he has... He's effectively
Radiant's courier
driven the
has been
shop,
killed.
or rather the shopkeeper's going on holiday. I think he's had the best day of his life. Satanic has bought all of his wares.
My best customer.
Yeah, he's... Okay, Miposhka? So. Disc BKB. Hard to get through.
No, think about it. Buying items in Dota is like buying a car. Just thinking about the fact that you sell it back for half. You know, just the moment you drive off the lot. Just loses 50% of its net worth.
You start out buying the cheap car, and then you end with a Lamborghini.
Yeah. Well, Satanic's got 6 Lambos.
Yeah.
Almost 9, actually.
I think they should add a garage to Dota that you could buy, so you can park your items. You make...
Octarine, there's the Aghanim Scepter for Skeeter, so Black Dragon online.
And he's basically maxed out now, right?
Yeah, did you finish your thought on the... Did you want Satanic to go just full right-click? Like,
I'm just wondering, because you're in a position as Spirit where, at least for the time being, you have good map control and you're just generating gold out of thin air, right? So in theory, your very farmed hero can get any item it wants.
I do wonder if, like, Conda is useful anymore.
So that was the thing. He replaced the Conda for Daedalus, which I agree with.
Yeah.
I think that's better to do. But I feel like he should get a Rapier. I really do.
Yeah, I mean, you're about to getting that kind of disposable net worth.
But what do you replace for it? The Silver Edge is really good.
Yeah.
Amar on a scouting mission, trying to scout for Skitter, and he was not successful.
No. Skeeter was certainly found. Avalanche trying to get the toss on him. Throws him up in the air. Aeon Disc breaks some of that. The Mirror Shield also protecting him. Bouncing back the Scythe of Ice. Nullifier now from Miposhka, trying to deal with these Aeon Discs.
Buyback advantage on Falcons, don't forget.
BKB from Laurel. He just finishes the tier 4 and starts backing away. Amar looks like he wants to try and catch him here. They're hitting a lot of these backline heroes. Pops his BKB, doesn't stop the blink out.
Radiant's
Skitter's fast and he's
Skeeter
flying across the whole
is
map.
right in the middle of all these heroes right
no,
now.
BKB!
Oh, he's dead.
Oh, uh-oh.
And the Ice Blast got used as well. Amar, he can't get the TP out. Mirror Shield could only do so much. It only blocks so many spells. That's another man down. Malrine makes the jump in. They gotta make the most of this situation. They gotta find a pickoff somewhere. It's going for Satanic. Satanic. Lower. No disables. No saves. Dead for 2 minutes, but Malrine has no mana. He's gone as well. A buyback from Amar. Malrine has a buyback with that kill on Satanic. Falcons have just saved themselves.
Finally, Crit gets to play the game. He got to hit a hero a couple of times there and actually kills the Morph together with Malrine. Really heads up play in a terrible situation. Skitter just went completely ballistic, just jumped in. got himself killed immediately, never popped the BKB, he was just flying over the cliffs, got caught and killed off.
I mean, you could see Falcons have a clear issue with all of these saves, the way they're like jumping the Centaur, or the way that I assume Skeeter is playing like that because he's trying to find Rue.
I agree, that's why he's doing it, but that was too wild though.
Yeah. Oh, Crit knows. He knows you're after him. Are they going to have to use the cart? They will, trying to get away. Couldn't get him inside the arena in time. That is an Octarine on snaking, so the Ice Blast misses aren't that as big of a deal.
Now everything's back to normal.
Yeah, big Crit. Crit dead.
He does not have buyback this time though.
Man, Team Spirit. You're getting these pickoffs without Satanic. Are they going to try and just hit the throne? They actually got the initiation. Eontis from the Mars. There's the buyback from Maureen, rather. But Amar, he's in trouble and he's dead. That's a dieback, but what a grab! Maureen with the Ice Blast on top. Oh, jump forward. They're trying to finish off the Centaur now because the Eontis, with the Eontis, it actually saved Rue. He's got the cleanse. He stayed alive. He can still play the backline while Maposhka immediately pounces in off the bots in, managed to get the disabled. They're going for the throne now, it looks like, but Maposhka, he doesn't have the HP, managed to get the side bushwhack off on his Skeeter. There's the save from Rue. Now tempted stop, they had to use the glyph. The throne is exposed now. Laurel can go for it. As soon as that glyph expires, they're trying to finish off Malik. Does Laurel try and finish the job? He's got Satanic throwing in, bots 2 in. Satanic refreshes, pops the BKB, and he finishes off the throne. Falcons can do nothing to stop him now.
Oh my God, what a game. Oh, that is...
For me, is the difference between Snaking being on Ancient Apparition and him being on Chen.
Yeah, that's a really big one, of course, and it's not just that. I also think Spirit's lineup and what they're running this game, I'm kind of with Effie here. I'm not sold. The Earth Spirit, for me, not necessarily the biggest problem when they pick that, but the way they choose to round this out, I think, is exploitable.
30 seconds to battle.
And in a lot of the series that we've cast among these, like, either top teams of these groups or close, like, you know, the ones that can make top 4, which these are obviously included in.
Yeah.
To me, personally, this feels like one of the biggest outdrafts. And I'm ready to be proven wrong by Spirit, but I just see a lot of issues they need to overcome, and they need to play it really, really well. As you mentioned, you've got the Snaking Chen. This hero, by the way, in this tournament is 15-5. I don't think they talked about that on the panel, but Chen's win rate is really high.
Crit manages to take away a bounty ring.
I'm not a big believer in Terrorblade. The games that I've seen Spirit play it, they've lost, right? They played Malik offlane. They lost that game, and I saw Satanic play Terrorblade carry earlier in Group Stage 1, and he lost that game. They might have won another one, but it's definitely not won me over yet. So I'm skeptical. I think the lanes for Falcons should be quite good. Chen Dragon Knight is very stable. The Lina mid versus any melee hero should be a free lane. If you're just going to farm, you might even crush your opponent. We'll see about that if he can win against Laurel, but I would never imagine Malrine ever losing this lane. And the Lina versus Terrorblade matchup, they picked it not because of mid, they picked it because of the enemy carry. And this is just a bonus that he can also win against Earth.
Yeah, he's 0-3 at this tournament. Terrorblade.
Okay, so they haven't won with it yet.
Yeah, it was those.
He is 0-3, or Spirit are 0-3?
The hero is 0-3 at this tournament. Spirit picked it twice.
No, they picked it 3 times.
Did they?
Oh, well, this is the third, I guess.
Yeah,
right,
yeah,
okay, I see, yeah, because
Yeah.
we've had it once on Satanic and once on Malik, and they lost those 2 games.
Yeah, and then the other team to play it was Tundra, where they did the 33 Terrorblade.
Okay, so it's been played offlane twice. Interesting. It's always fun when the pro teams come up with new tech based on like either some sort of scrim result where one team did it well or a pub tendency, and then it just doesn't work in tournaments.
Yeah,
it's always fun to see. But yeah, like I said, I'm ready to be surprised. I would give Falcons definitely a clear edge based on overall draft, but there's always more to Dota than that. Individual plays, executions, the momentum from the last game. All right, that's
pick up first blood. Already very different set of pace here from Falcons, where they got double killed at the start of the game.
True.
Lane's going to be off to a much better start because we've got Alina versus the Earth Spirit mid, which is you know, that is gonna go Malreen's way, right? That's a pretty favored matchup for the Lina.
I just don't see Lina not.
Dire's top
I don't
tower
see
is
Lina
under
not
attack.
crushing that double negative.
Yep. Crit.
Who needs health when you have that?
When you have a Hellbear
Yeah.
to give you a hug.
What do you think would be the worst neutral creep to be killed by? In terms of like pain. Well, I guess if it's instant death, it's not painful. I was immediately thinking about the ogre just slamming you with that wind-up stun, but you won't feel a thing.
I mean, here's a question. Do you think that when the shaman, the troll shaman guy, raises you from the dead, do you think you have any consciousness when he raises the skeletons? Do you think that they know what's happening to them?
That's true. That's probably it's the.
That might be the worst
That's
one,
the
just
most
because what
mentally
happens
painful
to you
one.
after death.
I think the old answer I would have had would be dying to the prowlers, where they root you and minus armor you, and then they're just staring at you until it's over.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a dark place, Dota. Dota land. What's the world called in Dota? I actually forgot. I'm pretty sure the world has a name. We're really getting through all the important things here. Rue is in trouble.
Rue, is he just...
He has 10 sticks and a fairy.
Okay. Oh, Maposhka TPing in behind Malreen, who got too aggressive, and he'll die for it.
That's a really important kill. This mid lane is in shambles. Now at least there's something to hold on to for Laurel. Rue will die here too. Alright, that one's probably pretty high on the list too, just getting clubbed to death by the goblet of the kobold.
Yeah, doesn't he have a whip too?
Yeah.
Dude, being flayed to death by a whip is pretty rough. That's a rough way to go. Also, that other guy is called a mind stealer.
It's so funny, the foreman. Carrying around his golden cup and whip.
Oh no, the foreman's laying into the other kobolds. No.
Oh, it's foreman on foreman.
I feel like I'm watching Indiana Jones.
I don't think that's what he was like. Crit. Oh, you should.
Wait, no, the acorn. It got him.
Well, there's your problem.
It got him. Well, Team Spirit are finding kills in the laning phase. I mean, that was definitely one of my concerns about this draft, is them just getting crushed in lanes too badly.
Yeah, Miposhka again, just like in game 1, really instrumental in this early game on his 5 Hoodwink. He's getting a lot of stuff done. The mid kill was great. This bottom lane kill is nice too. And I feel like they're going to need it, because the Lina is winning mid by a landslide if Earth Spirit doesn't get help.
Yep.
The Dragon Knight is happy top 2, and I'm actually a bit surprised. This is one of Amar's weaker laning performances we've seen so far.
Yes.
On the Snake King. I thought he would do better than this, so that's good news for Spirit. Snake King gonna get a golem.
That was just random neutral aggro, right? Oh, dead shot from behind. Crit. Sandwiches Maposhka. Wait a minute. That passive came into play, but he'll finally go down. Can Satanic? Oh, Laurel can get something off of this, certainly. Kicks to slow down, and we'll be able to kill Snake King with this Magnetize.
Has been killed.
Was it worth it? We traded 1-for-1 with the mid rotating over. Malreen has free space. It pulled Satanic off the lane.
It's definitely, it's not great, but you gotta do something when the enemy team is trying to run you over like this. You're gonna need to respond. Amar?
Amar trying to get that Lotus. He gets it. And he'll try and use it to stay alive. He will not be able to, but he does get more damage onto Satanic as a result.
Radiant are scanning.
Treads though, and he'll be fine.
I wonder what he was expecting the outcome to be there, that he was strong enough with the Gen Creeps to win that fight? Maybe. Not the case. Another kill going the way of Spirit in this bottom side of the map. And like we talked about, I don't know if you fully agree with my assessment of the drafts, but I feel like this was necessary for Spirit to get off to a good start in a game like this.
Yes, I agree.
So getting these couple of kills is nice. Now they will bleed out Miposhka here, and at the very least they will trade the wisdoms, so not losing on that front either. But Satanic, if he walks here, Malreen
Got him! Oh, not enough! The Dragon
Ew.
Slave will finish him off.
That high ground
Dire's middle
ward
tower is under attack.
necessary to find the Laguna max range.
And
both spells from Malreen.
even if he didn't finish off the job, Well, the Chen was coming through the gate,
Yeah.
and Snake King's level 5, so...
What do you do as Terrorblade now? I think this is the problem now. You can't really lane bottom.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Where's he gonna TP to? He's TPing to the tier 2 and he's just gonna start jungling, so... Jungling, Terrorblade is decent at this, of course. He's pretty fast at farming the jungle, but I think ideally you don't want to jungle at level 5.
Yeah.
Feels a little bit early, but you just don't have a choice.
Plus, the Chen is also going to be taking away some of those camps as he's doing right now, so...
This is snaking in a nutshell on Chen and Ench.
Yep.
This is the rest of the game you're seeing right here for this guy. Play aggressively on the enemy side, draw attention, take away farm, get information, and at the same time, while doing all of those things, he's also going to scale. He even blocked that camp there with the sentry ward.
I just feel like the information he gets by playing this way is so important for Falcons because of the way that they want to be able to scale and farm up on 3 different cores.
Yeah, you don't mean in this game, you mean in general, right?
Yeah, just in general.
I definitely think if you ask me, on average, Snake King's highest game impact is on Ench number 1, and then it's Chen number 2.
Yeah.
And both heroes have really good win rate in this tournament, so they're obviously good picks, at least when they're being chosen. And it begs the question if there's a way to approach the draft for future teams if Falcons do end up winning this series. If they don't, obviously no concern there for the other teams, then Falcons will be out. But if they do get through and get to that tiebreaker, their opponents... Or excuse me, it is for a tie, right?
Upper and lower bracket.
Yeah, never mind. There's no tie. If whoever wins this is just through in lower.
Yes. Whoever loses this is through in lower. Whoever wins this will have a tiebreaker for upper bracket.
Right. Oh, I mixed it up in my head. Yes,
You're right.
You're right. Yeah. So whoever would face, whether Falcons go up or lower, whoever faces them, perhaps keeping Ench and Chen in mind for potential bans is a viable strategy.
Yeah, the Ench in the first phase and Chen maybe a little bit later down the line.
Yeah, and I mean, Snake King's best hero we might add Naga to that list, but it's just never available.
Yeah.
So
think about other heroes that he plays, like Clockwork. I feel like any hero that is like aggressive, right? I mean, it also plays to his past, right? He used to be an offlaner, right? And he would play Batrider, Darkseer, those kind of go-in heroes, initiators.
But there's definitely a major fundamental difference between Chen and Ench and the rest of his pool.
Yep.
In how they interact with the map.
Skeeter is going to go that Blink Dagger first again. Interesting that he has a Bracer and then a Null Talisman. Does he usually do this?
I think so, yeah. I think he did it last game as well, at least, and I've seen 1 or 2 other games with this.
See, you just need that extra little bit of mana?
Yeah, it's good. The mana regen is nice.
Okay.
There are specific carry heroes that really benefit. I think it kind of works as like a... If you think of carry or core strength heroes that used to like buying Soul Ring, this is a way of not having to buy Soul Ring.
Yeah. Yeah, true.
I think that's kind of what it does, is it replaces that, and then the stats are just more valuable. You don't need to sacrifice health, and it's a constant influx rather than a burst. So. Lamar will get some nice stacks here to recover his game. He's now going to be tied with the Terrorblade on the Sand King after, I would argue, clearly losing the lane. But the help with the rotations changed things quite a bit.
I think, I know Mars is like his guy and everything, but I do feel like right now, Sand King has definitely got to feel better. And when it comes to, if you're going to give your offlaner ancient stacks to farm and like him scaling off of those items, I feel like Sand King, Beastmaster, Bristleback, those heroes just got to feel better for that than the Mars.
Yeah, a big part of it is the fact that they can kill ancient stacks. Mars cannot do that. He can, but it just takes forever.
Yeah.
You need a lot of mana for it, or a lot of time, or both. And on the flip side, both Sand King and Bristleback and Beastmaster for that matter. Beastmaster is the slowest of the 3, but he can do it on his own, and that makes a very big difference for the for the presence you're offering on the map with the rest of your team simultaneously. Smoke. I think this was spotted by that Radiant ward.
It was. So they know that they're making a play on mid, but are they going to get here in time? The Earth Spirit is going to get blown up too quickly. They do have the initiation from behind. They're going to need to get a lot off of this one, though. They don't seem to have much disables nor blow-up power. With the Sandstorm Epicenter, they are kind of scared off from doing much there. Malik is still going to get stunned, though. Skeeter chased after him. Follow-up LSA. Team Spirit. Malik gets up to the high ground. Oh, but Amar hot in the chase. Missed the burrow strike. He's in trouble now. Sandstorm does manage to finish him off. He turns into a little piggy and runs away. Team Spirit struggled to be able to kill anybody. Maybe Maposhka? Oh, he didn't have any abilities. 1 and 2 seconds off the Acorn shot and the Bushwhack respectively, and neither one was up to finish off Amar. A long-range kick will not find its mark. Team Spirit had information, but were not able to act on it, it seems.
I think if they wanted to bait the Earth Spirit, Laurel got caught too early. He can't just die before the fight begins. He's their team fight. When Earth Spirit is dead, you don't have any reliable catch or stun that is really gonna challenge Falcons in just kind of balling you over. And that's what they did there. Now Chen also has a Vlad's off of that, so this 5-man is gonna get scarier and scarier. Another nice stack here for Amar. He's almost top net worth now.
Yeah, he is going to be massive. Level 10 at 13 minutes, very high level as well.
Yep. Look at those net worths, how harmonic they are.
Yeah.
On the Dire. More or less exactly the same gold minute.
Literally within 100 of each other from the top and bottom.
Mid tower is going to be claimed here. They will trade it off for their own safe lane tower Falcons, but I think they're going to be fine with that. They will have taken all tier 1s minute 14 with their Chen. And this is just night and day to the previous game.
Yeah.
They are in so much control. This is the Falcons that we feel like we see most of the time. At least if they have an avenue of exploitation in the laning stage, they often get to this position. That's exactly what happened here. And now it's just foot on the gas. You want to go and find Satanic and just kill him over and over if you can. You own probably 60% of the map right now if you're just pushing out waves. Chen can constantly take care of that. Lina has Boots of Travel. She can travel on Chen. That's really nice. Being able to just play around those creeps.
And I also don't feel like scaling-wise that Falcons are worried at all about the game drifting late, right? They will always have this Lina versus Terrorblade matchup that is really tough for Terrorblade to navigate just because the burst damage, you know, he gets 50% HP. That is oftentimes enough because that Lina Aghanim Scepter is pretty crazy.
Yeah. I actually would say they're heavily favored late game just because of the nature of the compositions here that 2 of Spirit's cores struggle against BKB.
Yeah.
And on the side of Falcons, you could argue that it's similar with Lina and Sand King, but the difference is if you're not BKB'd against Spirit's heroes, you might survive. There's like Hand of God and you can maybe kite around the Magnetize and reset.
Sure.
Lina and Sand King, they 100-0 anyone. And it will be all game. Like, if you didn't play Dota for 5 years and you remember the old Lina, you're like, yeah, her spells fall off and then late game heroes have heart or whatever they used to buy back in the ancient days of Dota to stay alive when we didn't have all the cool shit. Lina scales more or less indefinitely. She can solo kill 4,000 HP heroes in the late game. Rue, as well as Miposhka, will break on into crit. He has ult though.
They're going to try and fight this one with Boots of Travel on Maureen. He's going to come in, hit the LSA off of the Burrow Strike. Nice disruption save, buys him a little bit of time. Maybe some more Magnetize. Got to roll away the Laguna Blade. It didn't land. He was able to activate his roll and went into that invulnerability right as the Laguna Blade latched onto him.
I mean, that's one thing, but how the hell was he not blocked? He was in disruption. You could literally just park the Dragon Knight on top of him and he doesn't get out. But they gave him an exit path. That's big for Spirit. I thought for sure that was going to be a trade at best, but like, look at this here. So they kill off crit, Sand King stun, disruption. What's Skitter afraid of exactly?
Yeah,
it actually looks like he shouldn't have. That's crazy. That Skitter must have been like 10 range off blocking that. He was so close, but all right.
Snake King, now he's going to get found. Bushwhack into the Chakram, plus shot from the Hoodwink. Pretty easy combo. If they lose their Timber Saw, it's not going to feel great. Trying to get the disruption at the right time. Oh, Rue.
Yeah, there was no right time.
Yeah, he was trying to wait for the LSA to get used. If he disrupts beforehand, then he's just setting up the LSA. Looks a little funny, but he was kind of doing the right thing.
Yeah.
I guess the absolute right thing would just be
To leave.
leave.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Roche time for Falcons. Looks like they will probably just get this.
Yeah.
I think Spirit can do much to contest, but that was pretty good for Spirit, I gotta say. This state of the game should be very difficult. If things go wrong, if they go very wrong very fast, but keep things afloat. Now this is a big game changer. Malrine picks up the Ags, so now Flame Cloak available.
So 35% spell amp on these spells, plus, you know, the flying, plus the fact that he gets the magic resistance, and add on top of that he gets maxed out Fiery Soul stacks, which later on, when he gets the shard, will mean even more damage, more burst.
Yeah, he almost has that too.
Yeah. Oh, and an Arcane Rune.
I very rarely see Malrine lose on this hero in Pro Dota, by the way. I
Yeah.
feel like Falcons pick Lina when it's a really good game for it. I just think in the last couple of years, his win rate must be, or in the last year rather, his win rate must be unusually high on this particular hero. Because once the conditions are met, they're one of the few teams in the world that even play this hero to begin with as a mid. But when they realize it's good, it's really good. This is just such a crazy good Lina game.
I remember one game, this was a while ago. It went late, and he got his Aghanim Scepter. He ended up getting Refresher, and I remember a moment where he flies up the side into the enemy base, and he pops out, Laguna Blade Refresh, Laguna Blade, somebody 100 to 0.
Yep.
It was so funny.
Fuel for my fire.
So, like, what do you do about that, man?
Push coming here. Chen and Dragon Knight. Classic mid-game stuff for these boys to get to work. Have the Aegis advantage, so Spirit are entirely uninterested in trying to defend this tower. It would likely backfire massively. You have no control of the area, no vision. Just the Sand King X factor of being able to epi blink you from anywhere. Amar is currently sitting off on the right-hand side, covering off against any sort of smokes as well.
Yeah, they just gotta wait for BKBs. Earthspirit has his, Timbersaw's trying to get there as well. I wonder if it means if Falcons will try and take their Tormentor. They've got this nice vision for it, too.
Laurel is waiting here. I was wondering if he was going to go over and actually start looking at the area at around 20, but of course it is very scary when you don't have any protection with you. If Shadow Demon was following him, it would be feel a lot safer.
Yeah, instead, Rue's trying to follow Malik to make sure he gets the farm. He can buy the second component of the BKB. Still needs.
Just look at Spirit's heroes, though. They were all hiding behind that tier 2 waiting. Now they're going to go for a smoke. This move better pay off. They don't...
Epicenter, where's the disruption? It's going to be used now. Dragon Knight got jumped here. Can they get off? Oh, he managed to dodge it, but the AoE damage was still too much. He gets blown up. No chance for an ulti there. No chance for a Sunder from the Terror Blade. They do manage to get the kill on crit on their way out of the engagement, but it was not what they had in mind. They were imagining a save, disruption, get off the Sunder, turn around, win the team fight. Not at all the case.
I don't know if you would agree with this, but I feel like Satanic should not be part of fights.
I would agree.
I actually think his hero is borderline unplayable in team fights right now. The matchups are bad, and he does not have BKB.
And yeah, I would agree with that because disruption isn't really a save until you have
It's not
BKB,
a save.
right?
Exactly, it's not a save against these heroes because you're setting up LSA, and you're setting up Burrow Strike, and you're setting up Dragon Tail. So,
and the calling.
and the calling, yeah.
Yeah, you just added just...
Plenty of problems that you're going to come out into. Spirit is...
Okay,
Oh,
well,
well,
you're like, oh, you're weakening the Tormentor?
Well, if Rue is clutch here...
Yeah, if he keeps the stacks on it, and then... That's a cool idea.
Yeah, Falcons actually can't get this low, because then it just gets stolen. They need to stop hitting it now.
Oh, he got it! Well played, Rue.
Yep. I'm actually not sure if that was Rue or Malik, because there was also a Chakram coming out. But either way, They get the last hit, and the shard will go to the Shadow Demon. Nothing much to dispel here. At least a heal, of course, but it's more so the fact that Falcons don't get it. I think that's the big win in this instance. But yeah, I don't know. So the problem I have for Terrorblade this game, you can see the build from Satanic is Falcon Blade into Manta into Scotty, but he also has BKB in his quick buy, and I wonder if he has the same read that he's like, okay, I just tried this and it's not going to work without BKB. I really don't want to buy this third item. I want to get the Scotty, but I probably just can't. Or if he's waiting to see what happens in the next few minutes and then maybe he still goes for the Scotty. But he's deceptively weak even with a Scotty. That's my problem.
Yeah.
I just think Lina eats this hero alive. So I don't think it's going to protect him enough.
SNY for the Dragonite, Bloodstone for the Sand King.
Big items. BKB for Malik. The rest of Spirit, that's the thing about their line. The rest of their lineup's actually kind of online here. Yeah. Earth Spirit, Timber both have their BKBs. Terrorblade can't really fight with them right now. Malik gonna work on an Aghanims next. If Amar realizes that, he might just buy Yules on the Sand King. But he doesn't have it in his quick buy just yet. He's looking at BKB Shiva, so the big items, big ticket stuff.
Picked up the Javelin, but then went Rod of Atos. Kind of interesting from Maposhka. Malrine on Lina, 20-7.
That's such an insane win rate. Especially when you consider a lot of the games that Malrine has played this hero on has been like elite level games, right? It's not just like qualifiers or
and a hero that's been generally off meta most of the times when it's picked.
Yeah, arguably that's the most impressive part about it, is that there's been tournaments where it feels like he's the only player. So if he has that high of a win rate on a hero that other teams aren't playing, it either means Falcons understand better than any team when to pick this, or they just have a player that's just better than everyone else on this.
Well,
and honestly, I would argue both are true at the same time.
Yeah.
This guy's mid lane is a beast. 74% win rate at this level on any hero is incredible.
Satanic does commit for the Scotty.
Okay. What do you think?
I think I disagree with it, but I can kind of get behind if his reasoning is that like if he gets BKB, like that's not the time to win the game with this lineup. Like his timing is a third item timing, and that's when he wants his BKB to be the strongest, then that's fair, but that just means a play difference, right? Like he can't do any of those baiting plays for waiting for disruption.
Amar,
just let his
he was
team
not ready.
Find pickoffs like this.
Nice catch.
They can make moves like that, which creates space for him to just farm. Then
yeah,
that's fine.
Because I'm kind of with you. I think the Scotty should be used for farming more so than fighting, and just for building toward an even later timing. That's probably what he's thinking, and also probably what he should be doing. It feels like the lesser evil to go that route, but you are still ultimately at that point you're playing for a late game timing, right? And that's where I would once again argue that Falcon's lineup is just better anyway, but maybe it's a higher winning chance than going BKB now, running into them and hoping for the best, and if that fails, your hero's just out of steam entirely.
Yeah, I think relevant. Spirit have this window of like 35, I think it's very small, where it's like minute 35 to 45s, where it's like that is their chance to win the game, and if they don't win it by then or have like a significant advantage, then Falcons are just gonna, start doing their Falcons things.
Realistically speaking, if he gets to free farm now, he will have the BKB at around 30, right? Yeah. That's like 800 GPM from here on out?
Yeah.
No, he needs a bit more than that.
A bit more.
Yeah, so probably minute 31 to 32, he could get the BKB completed if he has enough space on the map. So I think now if he just gets to farm, he will probably post like, let's say, 1,000 GPM-ish. Because obviously the thing that's crazy when you look at the late game scoreboards and somebody has 1,000 GPM is you remember, oh yeah, in the first 15 minutes, there's no way you're near that number. Yeah. So that means for the rest of the game, you have like 1,200 GPM actually in those minutes.
Yeah, there's occasionally times where you're dead for a full minute.
Yeah. So he should be able to put up about 1,000 gold a minute here if he gets to free farm, but he just doesn't.
Yeah,
there is no map.
In his base right now.
So maybe the 31 is a pipe dream as well. We'll see when he gets it completed. Terrorblade, in theory, one of the better heroes when you're cornered because you can zero risk farm with
Speaking
illusions.
of pipe dream, do you think someone should have built a pipe for Spirit? I mean, they are dealing with a lot of magic damage. Lina, Sand King, Muerta.
I think yes, if they were expecting to be able to fight and win these fights now. If not, it would have just been a dead item.
Okay.
And the way they're building now, it's going to, hopefully for them, keep all 3 cores relevant later down the stretch. If Timbersaw buys pipe, he really sacrifices a lot for himself.
Team Spirit, a long wrap around. They have this ward. They see an opportunity, but they miss the pushback. They miss the roll in, and now the Dragon Tail stun on the Earth Spirit. He's dead before he can cast anything else.
Oh, they missed everything. They even A-toast a Wild Wing Ripper.
Yeah, I did see that.
Miposhka.
Abject disaster.
That is a good word for that. Yeah. Their smoke broke. They went for a guess of where the smoke was breaking from. From our perspective, that looked stupid, but obviously they don't see the enemy heroes, so...
Yeah, they had the ward on the outpost area, right?
Yeah, Miposhka just kind of went
it was
for
just
it.
slightly outside of actually seeing heroes. Attempt to kill crit here. Malik's going to pop his BKB and maybe... Oh, he can't even commit for it. That's rough. Is he even going to die?
Yeah,
Timber
he
Chain
is, I think.
doesn't go anywhere. He's dead as well. 10,000 net worth lead for Falcons as they find the pickoffs after the team fight.
Yep.
And now go back for Roshan.
And there's nothing Spirit can do about this one, you'd think.
Just
In the meantime, Satanic is... We're going to keep coming back to him, because the way they've built their lineup, they better hope this guy's going to carry them, because no one else will. So the Terrorblade is closing in on that BKB, so we will probably see it at around 30, as a matter of fact, rather than 31, because while all of this was happening, he got access to a lot of the map once again. So the progression is in place.
The sad part is that now it feels like that third item timing, it's into Aegis and also just this net worth lead that I think is too much for him. So now it feels like he needs a 4th item. Now I feel like he needs the Daedalus. Now he needs damage. Good catch, good trade.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Miposhka gets blown up by an epicenter, but they get the kill on Amar in return. That is a kill that is worth 1,100 gold. And BKB will be right around the corner.
Level 20 as well for Satanic coming.
Oh, this is what we're afraid of right here.
Shadow Demon is in a good position though.
Yeah, but Skeeter might be able to jump him. They go together, but no.
Radiant are scanning.
That's the upside to having the Scotty, is that extra health pool. If you're going to get jumped from Fog, this will keep you alive, whereas the BKB offers almost nothing in survivability. He has it completed, so... Okay, now I'm very curious what Spirit do. Because this timing, I think under other circumstances, they would try to take initiative now.
Yeah.
But the enemy team just killed your teammates and got the Roche, so perhaps he still feels like he can't fight and needs more time. Chen's gonna pick up a pipe, by the way.
Jumped here. Blink stun. LSA lands.
Peace.
Gone.
It's not the heat, it's the humidity going.
That will always be a threat. Nice dead shot. Miposhka into the trees, so the Chen on the other side. They do not have the stuns
Nice
anymore.
movement.
Well played by Miposhka.
Yeah, good escape there. Satanic will try to spend the time as productively as he can while the enemy team is threatening his base.
It's a tower.
He might not actually come back at all. I think he should keep going. Nope, he'll come back. I don't know about this.
Okay. See if they can hold. 12 seconds till the Timbersaw is back up. Skeeter. About half HP. Tried to get him on the bushwhack. Blink just before the net could grab him. And it seems like that presence is enough to kick them out, at least for now.
I'm wondering if Spirit could have accomplished the same thing by just keeping Terrorblade bottom and just keep pushing that tier 2. If they could have still threatened to kill on the Dragon Knight there, regardless of Terrorblade being in position at the go. And then either one of two things will happen. Either he's going to force them back by just sheer split push, or the team initiates and he TPs into an actual fight rather than being there in advance.
Right, yeah.
But ultimately, the outcome there is the desired one for Spirit, in that the Aegis will likely not be used now, and you did hold your tier 3 tower. But you're also not really progressing the game. You're just delaying it. So who is going to be the big change here?
Radiant's bottom tower.
Laurel
is under
says one
attack.
Shivas is not enough. I need 2. Alright. He picks up Shivas.
Is that Axe on Malik now? No. Okay, I mean, that's Shiva's and Axe
Radiant's
timing, and you have
bottom
Turblades
tower is under
BKB.
attack.
I would love to see Spirit try to fight when the Aegis expires, if possible. Find some sort of an engagement. These are the items you've waited for 15 minutes. They're all coming together basically at the same time. So they can put them to
Radiant's
use.
bottom tower has fallen.
And maybe even fight into the Aegis. If Falcons are going to force your high ground, I think you can defend this.
Yeah. You do have a little bit of repositioning with the roll-in kickback.
Yep.
Add in Demonic Purge to kind of guarantee that even if they BKB, they're still kind of stuck in the area. Malreen's trying to catch Satanic, pushing outside lanes.
Why do you think he bought Lincolns?
Yeah, I was thinking about that.
What's the concern?
I mean, later on, maybe Earth Spirit Ags, but
Is the Atos?
You can't dispel Flame Cloak, so
Yeah. That one is a little surprising to me.
Money to burn.
It might also just be a feels good item for him in general, that he likes having lean in the mana regen when you're moving around the map, and just it's a little bit of everything.
yeah.
It never feels bad to buy Lincolns. There's generally something you're gonna block that's valuable, and the stats themselves are nice to have, but it's not like an obvious pickup here. Okay, Skitter?
If he's hunting down the Terrorblade, maybe it means that he can commit more for killing him.
Not
'cause he
scaring
doesn't have to
about
worry
the
about
Sunder?
Yeah.
It did cross my mind, but I feel like Lina generally outranges him anyway.
Yeah, I agree.
So it's not a likely outcome that TB Sunders Lina.
But he has Shadowblade, so maybe his idea is like, I'm just gonna get totally on top of him.
Yeah, that's fair.
Amp damage, top lane, picked up by Skeeter. Into the bottle it goes. So with the Daedalus and an amp damage, Team Spirit may want to take this fight, but it is scary, but maybe it won't be a fight at all. The Falcons are very split up right now. Maybe it's just a pickoff that they're going to get.
Dire are
As a
scanning.
successful scan from Falcons warns Skeeter of the incoming invasion.
Radiant's bottom tower is under
not
attack.
gonna
Spirit are not going to find anything.
The good old process of elimination. You have 2
Radiant's
wards
bottom
bottom, you've
tower
pushed in
is
the
under
tower.
attack.
You just pushed in midwave, and all of Spirit's heroes are missing, so what options are really left?
Dire's top tower
Gotta be
is
going
under
top.
attack.
And Spirit, I mean, this is one of the first times they've gotten out on the map for a little bit, so they are loath to give it up.
How much do you think it would affect Pro Dota if Scan was not in the game? When did they add it?
Dire's top tower is under
I'm trying to remember.
So it was Smokes first, right?
We've had Smoke
And
for very
after.
long. Smoke is from Dota 1.
Yeah.
So I think Scan was it 2015, 16 or something?
Yeah, I mean, it's been a long time.
We've had it for a long time, at least many years. Maybe it's actually not as old as
Dire's
I think
top
it is,
tower
but
is under attack.
sometimes it's an interesting thought experiment to think about. A lot of the things that happen in pro games now are obviously the product of teams perfecting specific things over time. And the reason it even got me thinking about that is that if they didn't have Scan, I also think Skitter actually wouldn't have been caught there. Because I think he would have made the same conclusion and just
Dire's
backed
top
off.
tower is
But
under
when you have
attack.
the Scan, it's just like an extra line of defense and safety.
Changelog says that in
Scanning.
April 2016, there was an update that added a hotkey to activate the scan, which I assume is pretty close to when it
Yeah,
was
so it's
released.
probably from late 15 or early 16.
Yeah.
Damn, it's been that long with Scan, huh?
Yeah. It's been
I think smoke is the best item they ever added to Dota.
It is a really cool
It is
concept.
the best. Do you remember old Dota when smoke didn't exist?
I definitely played that. Do I remember it? Not really.
I love referencing this pro patch. It was, I remember it very clearly. It was 52E. So one of the very popular patches was 645B, 648B, which was when everybody was playing blink daggers and stuns.
Daggers nonstop. Yeah.
Blink was not countered by damage.
Yep.
So you could blink while getting hit. And so the meta was tons of blink stunners and teamfight. And then 52E, some of the things had been nerfed, but what you could do in 52E was couriers could ward.
Okay, yeah.
And smoke didn't exist. So the meta was very farm heavy. You were just sending out your courier to ward high grounds, and then it was about the classic lane of that era was like Warlock Terrorblade. You're just babysitting this hyper carry, just hitting creeps.
Yeah.
It was extremely dull.
Is under attack.
Yeah, I'm glad we're not going to go back to that. That's for sure. But yeah, smoke really fundamentally changed Dota forever. It was such a good change.
Is that the patch that like it was like Warlock and Undying, and there was like 3 or 4 heroes that were like first pick all the time?
Are you talking 52E now as well?
Maybe.
I don't
I
think
just have this memory of like when I first started
I
playing
see.
competitively with like some friends and stuff. That was like the meta at the time that I learned.
don't remember the Undying. I remember Visage. Visage had 7 familiars. They were called Revenants.
Oh yeah, the Revenants, they were all over the map.
And then Visage had a
patrolling.
really strong Gravekeeper's Cloak for himself only, but then you rushed Radiance. You played Radiance core Visage with the 7 birds, and you were just... I think a lot of the time you play with like Chen and Mech, and you just grouped up.
Fight for Roshan. Rosh is up in 15 seconds.
Spirit better get something done. It's been a quiet game from their side. 20k down now. Just raw gold lead from Falcons. A lot of it efficiency.
Just time to believe in Satanic and his Daedalus. Can he out-carry Falcons and their three cores that are all scaling up?
Wow. This time around, Crit's also having a better time on the Muerta, so don't forget they could have 4 carries.
Satanic is actually doing Roshan right now. Amar is just channeling Epicenter over and over and over again.
Dude, it would be really funny if Satanic would just finish it.
Tried to Reflection, doesn't find anything, doesn't reveal any heroes. Laurel rolling in, not finding anything either. They're going to jump onto the Timber side. They're going to blow him up. Disruption save comes down. Now the Scotty slowing down Skeeter. And with the Magnetize hitting a lot of heroes, this is looking like a good start for Spirit as the shot goes out, catches Skeeter, trying to slow him down even more. But now the BKBs have worn thin. Here comes the damage, and the Terrorblade is gone. Couldn't do enough during the BKBs. Could not kill a single hero.
I respectfully disagree with the good start.
Yeah.
They got their stuff off, but I don't know, man. They were not even close to accomplishing anything.
It hit like 5 heroes with Magnetize. I was like, surely this has got to be one of the better things you can ask for. It wasn't even close.
Oh. Well, Koshka dies to Malrine, and that's the Earth.
That's team wipe, and I think that's just the game. Yeah, you are just way too far behind to be able to take this one. Falcons even out the series. Classic Falcons fashion.
I'll give you my my Pari Vision.
Pari Vision. I forgot their name. I was like, Pari what? Pari something.
30 seconds to battle.
So, quite a bit of a change up from last game. We have 1 repeat hero on Falcons, which is the Sand King. And we have 1 repeat hero on Spirit, which is the Shadow Demon. Everything else is new. Obviously, the DK has been played every game this series, but it's been Falcons holding it till now.
Yep.
And it's been one of Satanic's best heroes this tournament. He's going to be playing the greedy route most likely. We haven't really seen him play the Skitter away with the early blink. I feel like every time this guy goes Armlet, Mask of Madness, into BKB, and then, yeah, you see he's already prepared.
Yeah, he's got his next 3 items queued up already. He's ready to go. Do you like their draft better this time around? Because I
Yes.
feel like Team Spirit had the draft win in Game 1, and then Falcons had the draft win in Game 2. Where do you lie on Game 3?
I think this one is theoretically closer, because I think that there's no like inherently obvious way that either team pulls ahead.
Okay.
It's going to be more about good executions. So the style that the lineups want to play are quite different. Like the panel talked about, Spirit's lineup is really, really good at skirmishing because they have Nyx, Storm, and Dawn together. And that allows them to play a greedy Dragon Knight while the others get work done. Whereas on the Falcon side, yeah, they can definitely skirmish, with the Monkey King in particular being the big man for that from the mid lane. But they are better in team fights, I would say, on average.
Okay.
Sand King Clock isolating heroes, the Pugna Death Ward I was about to call it. That's kind of what it's turned into, though, to be honest, in this tournament. And also, by virtue of having Pugna, they will have saves, which makes for easier team fights. But it's not a clear-cut game to save with Decrep. There's a ton of magic damage on the enemy team, but we've seen this ability to just be strong overall.
Maposhka feeding away those 2 gold illusions.
Unacceptable.
He is getting a lot of harassment done. Really making use of that passive. The extra 2% damage per hit.
Yep.
Heads up, Rue. He's doing classic Nyx assassin things. He is trying to pull the creep wave and mana burn neutral creeps. But the problem is he's doing it against a hero that is rather good at countering this in the Clockwork.
Yep. You still got to do it. If you keep the Clockwork running after you, at the very least you isolate Dawn versus Gyro, which is a fine lane for the Dawn. You can easily play that 1v1. No issues. I'm still expecting, though, the player to watch in this game for me is Malrine on the Monkey King. You and I, we've cast a game earlier this tournament with Malrine Monkey where, oh, hang on, Maposhka, some trouble. I think he will live here. Yeah, he'll be okay. We had Malrine Monkey King play an unplayable lane against Viper. And he just started roaming level 3 and owned the whole game with no laning stage.
Yep.
So this time around, he has a playable lane against the Storm. I think this lane, in theory, is slightly Storm favored, but for the most part, it's probably like by a very little. I think it's quite even when both players play it well. And Monkey King from the mid lane is one of those heroes that is just a pain to play against, because whenever he's missing, if you've just seen him somewhere, he's just faster than every hero at crossing the map. So you can't like trust your natural instinct of movement when it comes to this guy.
Yep.
If he goes missing from mid, he could be top after 10 seconds if other heroes take 20. So you kind of need to be on alert all early mid game against this guy. Snake King gonna do a double gutter. That's unfortunate, but he's good at Dota, not bowling. That's fine.
He tried.
Can't be good at everything. Thank you for the
Nice
help, Centaur
Centaur
creep.
stun.
Amar walked into that one.
Managed to get a hard camp double stack.
Yeah, that's nice for them. Sand King great at dealing with side camps in the off lane. If both teams are fighting for a camp, you want to be on Sand King's side. Malrine will not be able to get the Jingu proc.
You can see part of the matchup. He's already done it once on screen, but the trickery dodges against the Remnant. Cool play when you can pull it off.
And it's relatively easy too because of how telegraphed it is, right? It's walking toward you slowly. There you go.
It is.
The invincibility window on Mischief, how long is it again? Is it point
0.2?
0.2, yeah? Yeah. So it's like a Manta dodge. It's double Manta, right? Is Manta 0.1?
0.1, yeah.
Yeah, so you have twice as long, and we've seen pro players Manta dodge all sorts of stuff, so should be even easier. There you go. And as is expected,
Got it this time. So he got it a little bit low. Now he's got the Jingu stacks to heal back up.
gonna glyph that flag bearer just to be annoying. I'm assuming it was him glyphing.
Managed to make it so he missed the last hit.
Yeah. And he's actually going to get a lot out of this. Well, if he gets the last hits, that is. But the setup was good. There we are. So yeah, he's winning the mid lane. 13 denies on Malrine.
Damn.
And 15 on Skitter.
Yeah, he is
Each
a
of
full
those
half level ahead of him.
Monkey King has as many denies as the enemy team combined. And Gyro has more.
Wow.
So yeah, this early laning stage from Falcons, a lot being denied away from the enemy team, and all 3 of their cores are happy too. They're getting plenty of farm. It's a big difference between Sand King and Dawn right now. The 38-1 to the 15-7, and that's kind of what you sign up for when you pair your Dawn with Nyx. We haven't really talked about that, but that lane is just not very good. Especially against Clockwork. Double melee offlane against Clock Gyro. Like, Dawn can do fine against Gyro in a vacuum if they get to lane against each other for a bit, but that's pretty much the best thing that's going to happen down there. Time for a power rune and for a lot of juicy stacks here. Falcons already preparing that for probably a Mar on the Sand King.
This hero right here, the Nyx Assassin, is a big reason why Falcons aren't over 1k up. He obviously, through being able to hit neutrals, has managed to generate enough net worth that it's, you know, making up for the Dawnbreaker being so poor compared to the Sand King.
Yeah.
He can only do so much.
I think making up for is maybe a bit of an overselling of the Mind Flare value.
True.
But it's true. He's at least getting something for himself, but I don't like playing Dawn from a defensive position. I think this hero thrives on winning its lane and balling the game. And Malik is already in a position now where he has to accept defeat. And that means he's now dependent on his teammates doing stuff. Here comes Monkey King. It's time for that Wisdom Rune. Malrine.
Rue, is he going to be able to get it? He got it!
Oh,
barely!
Oh, sure, he got it, but the stun was just too short. That's so important for Spirit.
Yeah, seriously.
That was... That was a mischief away. That was a 0.2 second before he would have got that rune.
Yep.
But good news for Rue there that he's on top of it on the money.
Do you like Wisdom Runes? Celery put out a tweet today about Wisdom Runes. I'm not sure if you saw it.
No, but if he doesn't like them, I like him more now.
He said the Wisdom Rune might be the worst concept in the game ever. Either side steals it, and you have one team supports are underleveled and cannot play the game that well. Ideal situation is split of the Wisdom Runes, but then they might as well not be in the game.
God, I just love that he says exactly what I've been saying for like weeks or months. That's so nice to hear.
You feel validated?
Yeah, if the captain of Gaming Gladiators says the same thing as I do, it can't be wrong, right? Then we're just both right. It's not everybody else that's wrong.
Yeah,
it's us that are right. Wait, that's the same thing. I agree though. But I've been saying this for a while. We'll kill Snake first, then we'll take it from
real
there.
aggro, but he does have the Monkey King who's jumping into the back lines, going for Rue. Hit him with the Spike Carapace, and now Disruption. So they get the first blood, and they don't drop anything for it. Falcons trying very hard to put the pressure on this mid lane. And while they did lose a hero, it does feel like they have sent Spirit packing a bit.
It's still a good defensive play, though. Considering how many heroes came there from Falcons, I think Spirit should be happy with that. They also didn't have to use Solar Guardian.
Oh, Dragonite's very low at the top lane. They're going to try and jump in. The Dawnbreaker ultimate does not save him.
That's worse, though.
And now they're going to try and root out the Sand King. Malik, he doesn't have mana.
Oh, this is
now
awkward
he does, but
now.
He's a little far away. Pull in. We'll be able to slam. Oh, he got the Starbreaker hit on Maureen as he jumped in. They might be able to kill him. Maureen gets the Jingu stacks, though, looking for that Boundless Strike stun. Snaking's on the run. Looks like Malik, he's hoping for a Roshan deny. He won't make it.
Call down.
Slow down.
Oh,
Rue.
Good call down.
He is going to stay right here next to Laurel, try and soak up some of this. The cogs go out. Laurel trying to stay away from the Gyrocopter, the flat cannon shots. That's not going to be good enough, but here comes Maureen. He slams down another one, finishes off with a double kill. Now looking at Maposhka, who's trying so hard to kill Skeeter. Might just get him with that last poison. It ticks him. Is that going to... Yeah, oh yeah. 2?
It's only 2.
Oh, never mind. I saw the 5.
And he also has a raindrop.
And he has raindrop.
Yeah, the 5 were... What's it called? Misery?
Yeah.
Is that the name of it?
Yeah, it's something like
Passive?
Dire are scanning.
Is it actually?
Menace.
Menace. It's like, I feel like I would remember if it was Misery.
Oh, the misery.
Yeah. Yeah, just... wow, that was a long sequence. I feel like they've been fighting for 2 minutes. We were just talking about Wisdom Runes. But yeah, it's one of the systems in the game that I fundamentally don't like very much either, specifically for that reason that I think it it's one thing to have a forced objective, but the overall impact the 7-minute wisdom has on the game is really massive. Obviously, it came in as a replacement for the Tome of Knowledge that we got at one point, which was intended to help supports get faster 6s. And then it became a source of griefing in pub games because, no, I am the core, or no, I'm the better support, so I should totally take this or whatever. And then the Wisdom Rune became a split of XP. Originally, it was all the XP to the hero picking it up. And then they made it 50-50 between the one picking it up and the one with lowest XP.
Valve decided to take away the choice.
What if Tome of Knowledge came back and it just worked that way?
Just worked like Wisdom Rune?
Yeah. The guy who buys it gets half, and half goes to the lowest XP hero in your team. Then, yeah, I mean, you can still argue it's like a source for griefing where someone is like, I definitely deserve half of it, but then it's half, and the guy who needs it the most will always get the 50%.
Conceptually, I do like the idea of experience going to the person who's low-leveled, ensuring that supports do have a place in the game.
Yeah, but
so somehow being able to enable that, I'm with you on Wisdom. Ooh,
easy kill for Rue.
Raindrop will not protect you. It's the mana burn at the end that will be his demise. But Falcons, no.
The other alternative is just to have the Wisdom Rune work as it does now, but just not have the rune. Just every 7 minutes, the 2 lowest XP heroes get a boost, if that's the intended effect of it. But I feel like it's like an awkward Band-Aid solution that feels unnatural, that you just, every 7 minutes, you get rewarded for being underleveled.
Yeah, it's definitely not an elegant Ice Frog type solution.
Right, it's like an awkward Band-Aid. So I would rather have, and I also conceptually, hang on,
Laurel, okay, he's setting up the Dawnbreaker ultimate, but they, again, were able to get out. Snake King, he still has his battery salt. Starbreaker doesn't land. The hammer slows him down a little bit more. Disruption goes out, but Malik coming in from behind. Stunned up for a second. Moposhka's going to get run down, though. They easily have that kill with an damage on Maureen. Team Spirit just have to give up on fighting.
Should probably lead to a mid tower. But just to finish off on the XP thing, I actually liked Tome of Knowledge as a design way more than the Wisdom Rune, because I felt like it gave the way that it gave the team agency to. But I'm also looking at it mainly from a pro perspective. I understand in pub games things can be frustrating and stupid, right? Yep. But from a pro perspective, the Tome of Knowledge was interesting because you as a team got to decide where you wanted to put the benefit right now. In pro games, it was generally a support, but sometimes you actually put the Tome of Knowledge on a core because you wanted to boost their game for whatever reason. They were hitting a timing, or they were getting this or that, especially the subsequent tomes after the first one. But yeah, there's obviously many different ways of changing that. Rue will break the smoke immediate
smoke breaks.
Vendetta
They're
run.
running into 4 heroes as 3 Team Spirit. They do wisely back away.
Laurel needs to be careful even farming this camp. There could be a Monkey King at every turn. Rue will find crit. Not gonna go for it
full
though.
HP is a little scary. Look at the 4 blood grenades on Snake King. He's got a lot of extra HP. The Pugna has a fluffy hat with raindrops. They are trying to make sure they can't get bursted quite so easily. The Sand King, though, they do have a chain stun. Got the Burrow Strike off. The dust is still going to find him, though.
Good find, yeah.
Chase him down. Another galvanized stack for Laurel.
It's a good kill.
How about this, Ingrid? We bring back lumber. Everybody starts with 1 lumber at the game, and the tome costs 1 lumber. You can only buy 1 tome throughout the game.
I think that solves nothing. That they're just going to be greedy for the first one anyway. But yeah, then it becomes a game of chicken. It's like, you don't want to buy the tome. Oh, you want the bigger one, huh? Well,
yeah, exactly.
You're going to wait for it?
You buy the early one, it means that you can't want to get one of the big ones later on.
How about Tome of Knowledge costs inversely amount of gold to your current net worth?
Okay.
So if you want to buy it as the mid hero, you have to pay more.
Okay, sure. How much more are we
always
talking
get a
about
discount?
here?
That's a good question. How about it costs 100 gold per 100 gold you have? What do you think? So you need to spend all your net worth, and then it's free. You drop your items on the ground.
Drop all your items, yeah.
No, that doesn't work. items on the ground count to your net worth still, right? There was a, I think
Yeah,
there was
they
a
have to
thing
be
about that.
built.
Yeah, there was a time that it didn't count. Oh,
Ah,
Rue. It's gonna
yeah.
happen sometimes when you're playing Nyx. There will be traps around the map, and that one was very clearly orchestrated to find the Nyx here. Falcons were very ready for that. I don't know if they saw him Vendettaing in mid. They might have.
Now they're setting up on Malik.
Yeah.
Malik
Snake.
spots the clockwork running after him, goes to the right, stays outside of the battery assault, but he's got Maureen chasing after him as well. There's no way out.
I've seen a couple of games from Malik on the Dawn. Sometimes for Spirit it works, sometimes it doesn't. And this one, it's not like the lead for Falcons is ridiculous, but this is the type of the game that you would, or the time of the game that your Dawn would really like to be involved. Take that initiative, find the picks.
Yeah, their
But the
pickoff
Falcons
is
are-
just not being allowed to work with the way that Falcons are moving so quickly around the map.
Yeah.
I think this is one of the things that Monkey King enables because he moves the around the map
Exactly.
so quickly. They can group up more often.
I think he was the key pick of the draft. I really like the last pick, Monkey King, specifically for that reason. The pacing and the information that he gives against the type of lineup Spirit are running is a very clever last pick. Rue will get dusted, but his facet is busted.
You know it's true because it rhymes.
Unfortunately, I stumbled a little on facet, otherwise it would have sounded really clean. And I would have got a record deal.
I thought it was still really cool.
Nice.
But yeah,
You're a good guy.
You're no Eminem, that's for sure.
Yeah, that's right.
Odie Pixel on the other.
Poser. Better kick his ass in a battle.
Would love to see a rap battle between you and Owen.
I don't think you would.
Radiant's bottom
Both in
tower
British
is under
accents.
attack.
Big stack for Skeeter. He's clearing through big ancient stacks right now. So, you know,
Radiant are scared.
Spirit are setting up, you know, so cautiously around taking the safe lane tower. But the reality is Falcons, I don't think, have any intention defending. They are maximizing farm right now. Look at Alex even afraid to hit the tower, and they've heroes behind it.
I think he was hoping to maybe semi-bait that, and either way, he probably wanted Laurel to get the last hit. But I think Malik would be wise to be careful in this game. That goes without saying, really. He's
Well,
under
you
his-
can't get much more careful than first item BKB.
That's true. I'm trying to
Yes, bounty.
figure out how I really feel about the state of this game for Spirit, because in a way it feels like they're further behind than they are. But they're doing fine on the farm. They're getting there on the heroes. I like the potential that their lineup has later in the game. But I wonder if what their like feel is of the game state.
Yeah, they
they
feel
feel
like they're
comfortable.
losing a lot.
Yeah.
Because yeah, judging by map movement, the way everything's kind of gone down, it feels like they're like 3 or 4K behind. They're not.
They're definitely not. They've got solid farm. Satanic is tied with Skeeter.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
You're 1,000 behind on the Storm against the Monkey, and then your Dawn is 1,000 behind the Sand King, but then your supports, on the other hand, are ahead by a grand total of about
Dire's top
1,500.
tower is under attack.
Makes for the even distribution.
Radiant structures are
Do you
fortified.
like, I think I like Spirit's lineup late game. That's
I
for
do.
sure. It's just
I definitely do.
Radiant's courier
Falcons
has
is going to
been
hit a
killed.
critical mass point, right? Pretty soon.
I think both lineups have ultra late game
Radiant's
potential.
middle tower
I think a hero like Sand King has changed so much over the years. He's a late game monster now. He used to fall off. The hero is not as much about the perfect epi blink anymore. Now it's a lot more about just sustaining in the sandstorm with Bloodstone. And then when you do get to real late game, your epicenter becomes beastly. When you have Ags and you get the 25 talent, the damage becomes insane on that. Monkey King can be an ultra late gamer. We've seen him carry games after 50, 60 minutes as well.
Looks like they're down to fight. They have BKB
Oh,
on the
that's
Dragon
not
Knight,
the
but
hero you wanna
starting
get
off
jumped.
with the Shadow Demon dying already. They try and get the Clockwork in return, but they're going to be caught quite near. Ultimate place. Here comes the call down. Rue. Wow, that was a lot of damage
Yeah,
very quickly.
Skitter hits hard. He's got the Ags Chrysalis. If he isolates a hero, they don't last long. Satanic will be walking around the Invis rune. Hard to really accomplish anything here.
Yeah, I would love to.
But he wants to get
Find
info and
Crit.
set up.
Spots him now, but he's walking into dangerous territory.
Maybe they'll jump with Dawn.
With the Nyx Assassin, yeah, I mean, he's separating a little bit, and they're going to go for it. Malik is going to chase after him with Laurel getting the grab, pulling him back in. Can't use the Starbreaker yet. There goes the Demonic Purge. He's open now, trying to finish off that Aegis without overcommitting. But the heals are too much from Crit.
I'm happy to see Pugna be a good pro pick. I love this hero, and I feel like it's so infrequently great in Pro Dota. And I just have a feeling it's going to get nerfed significantly.
Oh, yeah.
In the next patch. Nerfed into oblivion, you might say.
Yeah, there's no way.
You didn't catch that. That's fine. But
That is the lore reference.
yeah, he keeps talking about, have you not played Pugna?
Yeah, I have.
Like half his voice lines have something with oblivion.
Yeah,
Right?
gotcha.
You got it. Okay, it's good. The joke just isn't so good when you have to explain it, you know?
Dire's middle
Anyway.
tower is
It's
under
just going to
attack.
continue.
I can't get enough of that. It's just funny every time.
Well, if you hit your BKB timing and you can't make a team fight work for you, and the enemy carry is about to get their BKB timing, that's got to be a little
Dire's
concerning.
middle tower is under
Yeah,
attack.
I guess
Dire's
the good
middle
news
tower
for
has
Spirit
fallen.
is that it's not easy for the Falcons lineup to go high ground. They do have Pugna, which definitely helps in that
Radiant's
regard,
bottom tower is under attack.
but Spirit's ability to kill the waves and to just be overall annoying in their own base is quite good. Rue on a scouting mission. He'll see the Amplify Damage Monkey King and do nothing about it, of course, since he can't do anything there.
There's ping, snaking, and
Yeah.
mid, but
There's some backup coming through the Dragon Knight and Shadow Demons.
they're going to sandwich him. Snaking, he knows what's coming. He sees heroes running at him. He's like, okay.
Great Cogs.
Cogs.
Yeah, mission failed there for Spirit. Crystal is now completed on Satanic, and they also pick up the Nyx Dagon. So damage increase
Dire's bottom tower
inbound for Spirit.
Radiant
See if they can make moves with it. Ideally, I think the perfect entry into every fight is just blasting Pugna instantly with Nyx. Just take Pugna out of the picture, remove that save, so that your Dragon Knight and Dawn and Storm combined can jump whatever they want. Build a fight off of that.
Malik on the run. He does have BKB, but obviously doesn't want to have to use it. Still a 9-second BKB, so he picked up that item and hasn't managed to
I don't know
use
if
it
I
in any
like
sort of fight yet.
Sanj and Yasha here. I feel like it's such a good AC game. Is he buying that on DK? Yeah, I guess DK wants the AC as his next item after Daedalus.
Gonna head up
Maybe
the
some
side
other-
here. This is a sneaky move, and the tier 1 tower is up, but they're gonna run into snaking. That's not the best. Rue's gonna spot him. They start moving towards the Tormentor. They see what's happening. Once again, the Cogs might just save him. No, this time they've got the Breathe Fire hammered down.
Can they steal the Tormentor with confidence, though?
I don't think so. They have an Arcane Rune, though, so I'm kind of down to
Dire's
just,
bottom
like,
tower is under attack.
I don't know, maybe backdoor that tower or something. I still want to see a fight if you have an Arcane Rune.
This is so awkward if you're just standing there. You got to do something. Either disengage and just whatever, we can't do it,
Ain't no way.
or commit for the top towers, like something. They're just wasting time, and now they call it off. Fine, okay. They didn't feel comfortable, and I would agree with the choice to not try that.
Yeah.
Risk reward.
Mar would have demolished them. Ward sees the moving tree. Spooky. Jetpack 4, snaking. And with this Blink Dagger and Bloodstone on Damar, and with the Gleipnir on Falcons, Falcons have really good catch.
Yep.
Certainly a lot of team fight to back it up. Spirit gonna have to be very cautious with their next few moves. They want to fight up here. They're gonna try in the Sand King. He's following up.
Malrine would be the perfect
He's
find.
gonna be found.
Nice
Great
kill.
pickup.
Yeah.
7 kill streak. That was worth a lot of gold. Laurel got the majority of it. 744 for him.
Yeah. Really good read there on the map. See if they can turn it into more. Falcons are not backing down from the area, so they're hoping that this fight develops into more than this.
Oh my god, 2-man burrow strike into the epicenter. Got the grab on him. Dawnbreaker ultimate coming in. Amar, no chance for an epicenter. And they vastly underestimated Team Spirit's power to be able to group up and take this fight. Skeeter with his BKB is fighting it out, but they have to stop this Pugna, and they do manage to do so. Skeeter on the run with his BKB, though. Crit, he's TP'd out. Skeeter's faster than everybody else. He's making an out. He's away. Whoa, Falcons. How did they pull that off, man?
Yeah, it was a really good opener for Amar, but unfortunately he couldn't get the epi off, like you said. If that goes off, they win that fight, hands down, because he will stay alive through the Bloodstone. But quick response from Spirit.
Did he get grabbed underneath Sandstorm because of the Nyx Assassin, or because he popped Epicenter and revealed for just enough? I think it's the Nyx Assassin.
I think he just got Vortex, right?
Yeah, but how does he click on him?
Oh, you mean how he was visible?
Yeah, how did he see him underneath the Sandstorm?
Yeah, it might have been the Nyx Sense. Sorry, it's hard to say, but that is what it's called.
Then that is such an awkward thing to say. Nyx.
Yeah, that was definitely it.
The sea ceaseth and sufficeth us.
We've actually seen that innate come into play in multiple Nyx versus Sand King situations now in this tournament.
Yeah.
That was another one of them, and Amar might have not accounted for it when he went for the play. Might have not thought about the fact that he could get stopped.
That Nyx does have a deck
Radiant
too.
are scanning.
Snaking doing snaking things might pay with his life, but nope, never mind. Not even gonna get killed off. He'll just keep pushing aggressively as much as he can. Smoke from Spirit doesn't look like it's going to be all that successful. Although they have a decent amount of duration left on it, so perhaps if they go the right direction and meet them in the river, could be something. But they're doing the long loop around, and Falcons are doing a smoke of their own. And this is always fun to see from a spectator POV. How the teams are just completely off, dodging each other.
Oh, yeah.
But it does feel a little bit like Advantage Spirit because of the setup they get in the area. They're prepared for this. They know that Roche is going to be the next point of contention, so they have good vision up. They have a good placement of the heroes off on the left.
They've got the scan of where they're coming in, but they do not try and meet them head on. They stay around their ward. Satanic. They jump on him. He has the BKB. Instant stun onto the Sand King. See if they can grab him. They do manage to do so. Gyrocopter ultimate pretty strong, and he managed to bring down Rue. Wukong's command, and Team Spirit don't want to fight inside of it. Malrine's too strong with his BKB and the extra armor. They have to give up this rush. No, the hookshot got blocked.
Oh.
Unfortunate.
Might have been one of those situations where you're calling it on the comms, but there's too many voices.
Clear the way. Get out the way.
Falcons will get the Roche, though. It cost them a Sand King buyback. But I guess overall for them, a decent trade in these circumstances.
Oh,
Poshka, how greedy do you want to be farming the enemy Ancients? But he's not checking the Wisdom rune. Go down. No. Look, Celery, they're not that good. It's fine. You can keep them in the game. They don't even want to pick them up.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
LMFAO, who carries?
Rue.
Malrine with the jam.
But quite near getting away. Oh.
Dude, how close do you want to be?
There's a missile on him.
Missile, yeah.
No.
He's going to get far away.
In fact, he's going to carapace that shit. Boom.
Dire's bottom
Got him.
tower is under
Dawnbreaker
attack.
ult. Or the passive.
Good information here for Spirit, as if they didn't know that Falcons are all here
Yeah.
based on the situation.
Does get to see an illusion rune.
Nice.
That up.
Yep. And he should also see there's a wisdom on the left.
That is
Dire's
true.
bottom
Right.
tower has fallen.
Ping it. Yell at Moposhka.
Close game. 3K, 4K now for the side of Spirit. But like we've talked about so far, it doesn't really... You don't really feel the lead so much in the flow of the game. But if nothing else, this was... We were both fans of what their lineup can do later in the game. I still think it can be very close and either team can win. But I was more worried about Spirit in the first 20 minutes. And now that that
Do you
was
think
not a
their
problem,
win percent is higher than it was 10 minutes ago?
yes,
I feel like it has slowly gone up over time.
I would think so.
Okay, let's see if that's true.
That is true.
Radiant are scanning.
Yeah, I mean, it's gone up, down a little bit, but it feels like...
Well, it's meant to go down because they're the Dire,
Yeah, I'm just saying that.
right? It's a bit better than 10 minutes ago. Yep. Still,
Radiant's
Gabe
top tower
favors
is under
Falcons.
attack.
How could you vote against happy little green skeleton man that thinks nothing matters?
Dire are scanning.
The undead child.
Radiant's top
If you think nothing matters,
Dire's middle
are you ever happy or unhappy?
It's like that meme. Nothing matters.
Radiant's
Smile.
top
Nothing
tower is
matters.
under attack.
That's most of the lead gone. With that Tormentor pickup from Falcons. Who got the shard, actually? That was a Mar.
Haste!
I actually forgot what the Sanking shard is. Oh yeah, it's the Epi. Yeah.
So Malik went
Nobody buys that,
Basher,
right?
and he's going to go back to Shivas.
Have you seen anyone buy shard on Sanking this tournament?
No, but I think it's...
It's
well,
decent.
once you get the Aghanim Scepter, then
Yeah.
I think the shard is worth, but...
There's a BKB on the way, but it might get in. Oh, if Rue had
Radiant's
seen
top
that, I actually
tower
think
is
that would have
under
been worth a
attack.
vendetta. Delaying that BKB
Dire's
by
bottom
3 minutes
tower
would have been
is under
nice.
attack.
But Amar does receive it. And Falcons are thinking about pressuring here. They do have Pugna, of course, which is nice for that type of situation.
Spike Carapace met by the Burrow Strike, though.
Dead.
And he is indeed dead.
Nice play call there from Miposhka not to try and save him on SD. I think that would have been way worse if he went in for the
Radiant's
disruption. Crep
See the
fight.
damage. Good to
Demonic
Crepify.
Purge. A great counter to Pugna. Now that's down for the first life.
Satanic does so much damage. BKB immediately going out from Skeeter. Malik, his own BKB goes off. Force Staff gets him away. Call down being dropped. Skeeter. Ooh, that crit is a lot of damage. Laurel went for the pickoff. Now for the Dawnbreaker ultimate, but Crit is healing him. He's outdoing the damage. The slam comes in from Malik. A good hit. But what about Crit? He keeps on healing all these heroes. Now their BKBs have waned, and it's going to be trouble for Satanic. Caught underneath the epicenter. Good save. Disruption. That saves him a lot of grief with the Force Staff as well. He'll get away. Falcons may reset off of this one.
Oh, but he died in that. That's crazy. Yeah, clutch plays out of Crit. Needed to keep Skitter safe 2 or 3 times in a row there. Despite him having Satanic, he's still vulnerable.
Oh, that would be big for Rue. Oh, no, the Satanic kill just in
He
time.
might kill Crit, though, if he doesn't know if Crit's... He's hesitating. Second guessing himself could have absolutely killed the Pugna there. Now he's going to get nobody.
Do you think it's worth it for him to die for the Pugna in just a 1-for-1 pickoff? Not team fights, but...
It's whatever. I don't really think that matters much.
He's going to go for it here. Gets the kill. Unlikely he gets out.
That's an understatement.
Hey, he got a Dagon before he died. Another upgrade for the Dagon.
Yeah.
So I guess there's one aspect of it. If the enemy loses loses their unreliable gold, but you don't.
True. Yeah.
Lost 200 gold. Got him.
Oh, the 2 heroes that killed him back kind of made up for it, though.
Yeah, a little bit. Oposhka, I wonder if he's thinking about getting a Blink Dagger next, just to ensure that he gets off these saves a little bit easier.
I think I would like to... I'm debating whether Axe is better here. Since you already have the Aether Lens, you're doing a good job with the disruptions and just standing in the back line and getting the saves off. I don't know how much Dagger actually changes versus getting a different item that
Do you think
alters
Axe
the
is
game
good this
over.
game? This is what he's buying, apparently.
Yeah, that's what I was suggesting. I
Damage
think
would be super sick. They get into the bottle. Oh, Falcons were almost ready to pounce on that.
I was thinking Axe, but then I didn't immediately see an amazing reason for it, aside from the multiple charges, which is obviously great against Pugna. So that might be why he wants it. That might be the primary reason.
That's a nice pickup, though. Nullifier picked up with the Dawnbreaker, so
Yeah, that's good.
they've had some issues with the Decrepify, and Dawnbreaker can get close quarters with these heroes thanks to that ult.
We've had issues with Pugna in the past. Now we will not have them anymore.
Yes.
Well, they will still potentially have issues, but they're starting to get multiple solutions. The extra charges on Demonic Purge will be nice. The Nullifier is nice. You're not really breaking that much, but I don't feel like that's necessary this game anyway to justify the Aghanim's pickup.
Yeah, I just can't see how crit
Satanic.
this game goes.
We'll pop the rune.
They see if they can get a grab. Laurel doesn't find it. Rue trying to sneak up the side, hit by a hook shot. Immediate Force Staff out on one. Rue stuck inside the call down. He is in trouble. He cannot get away. Now Amar, he found the Shadow Demon. An excellent pickup. Dawnbreaker ultimate coming in. It's all for naught. It hits the stun on him, Oposhka, but he's underneath Wukong's command. Malik just goes to the TP way off the BKB. He is out. And so was Laurel, and so is Satanic. That started off terribly for Team Spirit.
Satanic chose to tank the missile without BK being there. I thought maybe Falcons were going to pivot and jump north and kill him, considering the heroes they have and how nimble they are. He does get out, so they only lose the supports in what could have been a complete travesty for them. Now it's manageable.
Almost level 25, almost having Satanic.
Radiant
I mean, every step of the way, I feel like, yeah, Dragonite versus Gyrocopter, I'm digging it. I just keep waiting for that moment where it's finally enough for the Dragonite to win a fight against Falcons.
The carry-to-carry matchup's good, but Monkey King really changes the structure of the fights a lot for DK. Because the way you deal damage is you stand still and you run in a straight line to chase down the heroes, but chasing down a Gyro with Satanic through Wukong's command is spicy, to say the least. There's a lot of just random damage that will be whittling you down over time.
Right, which is where Laurel needs to make up. Ooh, look at that, he took a Mindbreaker.
Wants to kill the Pugna, I suppose.
Yeah. And yeah, I mean, that is going to be his job. And I feel like as the later we go, Crit's job becomes harder and harder.
Yeah.
I feel like there's only so much you can itemize out of the Storm Spirit and a Nyx Assassin, and potentially even a Dawnbreaker, who can all try and get to you. And you are public enemy #1, I feel like, in many ways.
Yeah.
Trying to get some information off the disruption illusions. A lot of vision here from Falcons. You see that ward.
This wraparound could be really good if they find the Pugna first. Gonna go the long way around.
Dire scan.
Smoking.
Knows some heroes are in that. Drop the ward, see if they can spot anything. Break a smoke. Found the 2 supports with the Dawnbreaker ultimate coming in. Both backliners gone. Falcons on the run. See if they try and turn. Falcons They do like to do that sort of thing, and Roshan's about to go through the gate as well.
Oh, they're TPing now. They're TPing south as well.
Oh, they're trying to get to the gate before they do, but they're going to be able to hit the Bro Strike onto it. Amar pops his BKB. He does not live through the damage, though. Skeeter activates his Satanic. It's a tough ride with Roshan coming through. Satanic's just manning up against Skeeter, and eventually his BKB and Satanic will be superior.
Satanic tipped MR mid-fight.
Yeah. Said, you can't win it. I know you can't win it.
Giga chat behavior. Oh, man. Oh, it's one of those moments. Imagine they lose that fight. How stupid you look, but... Yeah.
I mean, that was such a sick move from Amar if it works.
He actually messed up just a little. Okay, actually messed up a lot. So what you want to do there is you want a two-man stun, which he got. Then he started channeling Epi. He was like, oh, damn, I didn't BKB. So he has to stop channeling Epi. Then he BKBs, channels Epi, and then when the Epi went off, he used Bloodstone.
Yeah.
The perfect sequence there is you stun the two heroes, you Bloodstone, BKB, and ult. And then you don't die, I think. And everything is massively different. But he got off the Bloodstone so late, Satanic gets in a Daedalus crit. He just takes him out on the spot, and when that Sand King died, Satanic knew that one was in the bag. They will finish the tower.
So we're finally getting there, Satanic. The Dragonite. It's pulling it off. He's now level 25. He's got the extra Dragon's Blood. We now have an Aghanim Scepter for
might find a little
the
snack
Shadow
here,
Demon.
too.
Yeah, Rue's going to feast.
He needs a backup, though. Dawn is up in 2, 1, go.
Crack open that armor, get to the median sides. And Force Staff, as Rue has had some troubles with those cogs.
Kind of like a tin of spam. When you think about it.
Yeah. Does that make the Clockwork
I don't think I've
Dota's
ever
version
had spam.
Australian?
Uh-oh.
Hey, he is a BKB and away. Now he doesn't TP out.
He
His
away,
team is
though?
going to join him on
He
the
is
high
not
ground. They're going
away.
to try and fight this one. Get the grab on him. All read. Quick refresh. Turn around with Satanic going off. He is healing up. A Burrow Strike comes in. Can they finish off Satanic? He's fighting for it, trying to finish off Amar. A Disruption goes out, dodging a lot of the damage. Now Satanic back into play. Turns around, stuns up the Gyrocopter. They've got the damage, surely. And with the grab onto the Pugna, no saves are possible either. The extra life makes a bit of a difference, but also the save off the Disruption does so much work for Satanic. Amar, Rue, he doesn't find him.
That pulse from the shard almost gave away his position.
He somehow doesn't get close enough to reveal the Sand King. Sand King underneath the Watcher. TPing out, he is away.
Satanic is
Time.
doing the important job, though.
True.
Straight down mid. Yeah, Malrine in that situation just died way faster than he was expecting. Meleeing that Dragon Knight, and he gets overpowered. Didn't get... I think he barely got off the Wukong's command and then died instantly while the monkeys were on the way out. Just underestimating how much output Satanic has in that fight. That'll cost them. That's 2 lanes. They cannot go for the third one with the tier 2 alive up top is the good news, because they might have just done it. Satanic now far ahead of the field. This is going to almost be a Swift Blink for the DK coming through.
Swift Blink and a lot of utility for the supports. Blink Dagger, so with the Aghanim Scepter, he's missing a shard, though. He still doesn't have the Demonic Cleanse, which is always nice with the extra charges here. Laurel pops his BKB, and Malik drops the ultimate. They're still going to try and fight it. Hookshot going off. Snake King will get another BKB out of him. Ogre Seal Totem helps Malik retreat back to their side of the river. Without Satanic, they certainly do not want to be getting into a fight.
If they have a smoke, now would be a great time, yeah. Okay, because you just forced 2 BKBs. You want to try to take advantage of this. The only thing you used was Hookshot, so you still have your big ults. And I think Spirit, if they're clever here, they just completely disengage all the way into their base.
Almost got Laurel, but no.
Ugh, that was spicy. Unnecessarily dramatic situation there. Could have just been back in base already, but they didn't catch him. And therefore, Falcons will not really get much aside from map control. No kills. But if they're very far down, they need to set up a beautiful fight to swing this game around. They need flat out, they need an advantage, whether it's positional or cooldowns or getting the right jump.
Oh god, they've got the level 25 with the shard on Storm Spirit. That's so much damage. Satanic is already doing so much, but if the Storm starts outputting a lot of damage as well, I mean, Malik gets that overload, starts swinging his Starbreaker around.
Oh, that's Pugna!
Pugna dead, caught the clockwork as well. They're both gone. Early BKB use from Satanic. Falcons is trying to kite it out right now. They go for the back line. Demonic Cleanse being used. Laurel does manage to get away. A jump out. Dawnbreaker ultimate landing in. Crit with a buyback is trying to heal up Skeeter for now. Chasing after the next assassin, but Malrain's in trouble. He's not going to be able to make it away. Two-man Burrow Strike coming out from Amar. They cannot do the damage. They're kiting and kiting and kiting, but they cannot seem to kill the cores of Spirit.
It's insane that Malrain is just flat out losing the 1v1 to Dragon Knight in his own Wukong's command. He can't stand a chance.
No.
Satanic has 85 armor. Okay? 87.
87.
When he uses Swift Blink. He gets
Yeah.
outside of Swift Blink, it's a measly 81. Yeah, I mean, Wukong's command just isn't that scary when you're invincible. Did you know? It's
Yeah.
doesn't really matter.
When you have a reduction of like 85% physical resistance, it's like, okay.
What do you buy on Monkey King to solve this problem? So he's going AC. I mean, Malrain, in fairness, is 15,000 net worth behind the Dragon Knight. Okay,
Sure,
so there's like a mountain of growth that you can still get a lot more than the DK can.
I mean, the Storm Spirit is thinking about Revenant's Brooch next. I almost feel like Falcons need that item.
Top tower has fallen.
I don't know on who, but
Yeah.
Gyrocopter's going to go for Divine Rapier next.
That doesn't work with Wukong's command, right?
No, I don't believe so.
I think there's no interaction there.
Would be cool, though.
Yeah, this will be a big help. The Gyro Rapier is the potential game-saving item for the side of Falcons. Spirit, they want to keep an aggressive position and prepare for the next Roche. 1 minute till early respawn. Maybe they... Yeah, okay.
Hey, at this
They
point,
actually
do
wanna
you just need to get a break? Because the armor combined with the talent is so much.
Amar! Quick reaction.
Quick away, Burrow Strike, but no.
Didn't get the BKB.
He is eventually found.
He does have the buyback if they choose to push into base, but that would be a very big expense. Spirit. Just keep playing map control for now.
Satanic.
Yeah, buying
consumed a Moon Shard, still buying Aghanim Scepter as well.
Who buys the break, though, on their team? Is it Monkey King buying silver? It's...
Radiant's top tower
He really needs big items here, right? I don't know, it's awkward.
It feels like a situation
Malrain,
they
look, oh, this is
legitimately...
a game.
Trying to break the tree, trying to break the tree! Somehow that one didn't break! Dawnbreaker ultimate gets used, he BKB, Boundless Strikes away.
Laurel had the right idea that Malrain was going to try to cut the left side, and he hit 4 trees before Malrain jumped out of the 5th one. Very lucky there on the Monkey King to not get cut down. Trying to buy the time for Sand King to come back. Disengage.
The ult's going down, and Satanic taking a lot of damage. Disruption goes out. Now when he comes back in, BKB trying to make a run for it. Demonic Cleanse, he turns around, starts hitting Satanic. He's actually healed back up thanks to hitting Snake King, but he's getting kited around so much, and his team cannot bail him out any longer.
Oh, not long enough on the stun. Okay, they had to buy back the Sand King for that, but those are big kills, and that's when Roche is up.
Yep, it was a fast Roshan spawn. So Falcons all in for a Divine Rapier. Got the successful team fight, can now do Roshan.
Spirit could have taken this Roche for sure. They could have known it was possible to spawn. They could have at least checked it with their Dawnbreaker. But now you're just giving it over to Falcon's side, and this could very well swing the game right on its head. This is super valuable. That Aghanim Scepter, you'll probably give that one to the Monkey King.
Yeah, the Monkey King's going to go from having no AC to having AC and Aghanim Scepter the next team fight. That's a massive difference.
It's a huge swing. He's gonna go from 20k net worth to almost 30 with this one team fight that Falcons just found. And surely, sure enough, he'll take it now. 30k net worth. Uh-oh, Spirit. This was very avoidable. If they would have just played the map, they had the Sand King killed, they had the opportunity to go and take that Roche, but Falcons get the defense.
Yeah, they could have had the Aghanim Scepter for the Dragon Knight or given it to the Dawnbreaker.
And it would have been a 30k gold lead.
Yeah.
Right? Now we're looking at 12, and this is way more manageable for Falcons. They're also hitting some major timings. Monkey King got level 25 for the bigger ring.
Late game Vlad's pickup by Snaking. Smart idea. Disruption set up on Skeeter. Skeeter is going to lose his Aegis here without the Dragon Knight being evolved. And now Storm Spirit's going to try and grab him. They do manage to get the stun. Satanic's following up. He's dead. Divine Rapier is on the ground. Falcons, oh, what? The turn, and all of a sudden the game is just maybe over. He's going to pick up Divine Rapier. They've got that. GG is done. They've called it. Falcons will have a chance at the upper bracket.
Spirit will.
Sorry, Spirit will. Jeez.
But I understand your reaction because